down. I've got more secrets than you'll ever know. Another year and you won't let it go. Too many times I told myself to hold on, but it's too late for me. Now I'm as good as gone.
There is a creature alive today, without passion and without logic. It is as if God gave him.
It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
I suppose we should get going.
Yeah! Let's go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off. Oh my goodness, are we live? Are we live? Is this thing on? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Morning Invasion on a Tuesday. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Just so stoked to be here.
Welcome to the show. Ready to do this thing till 10 a.m. TMI being brought to you by PrestonHart.com. Go check out all of our TMI t-shirts. We got our Star 88 hoodies. When you buy one, you support the station. Keep us on the air.
It's pretty dope.
You guys can text into the show. What is that number, Steve-O?
505-585-LIVE if you'd like to be a part of the show. It's the easiest way to get a hold of us. Let's be real, yo. You can't always get through on the phone line because we get some phone calls. Or Dex just doesn't pay attention or want to answer.
That's why you're right next to me, buddy.
That's true.
You're called my wingman.
That's true. So,
you're Goose, I'm Maverick.
I'm always Goose, man. I guess Goose was the cooler one.
He really was.
He just eats it.
That's true. He was really cool, actually.
It was very, very cool.
Yeah.
Loves me some Goose. Yeah. 505-585-LIVE. That's 585-5483.
Hey, shout out to all of our YouTubers out there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Go subscribe. We hit 1 million yesterday. I appreciate it. 1 million subscribers.
You said that on Facebook, and I'm going, what are we going to do when we don't hit 1 million in like 3 hours? Like 3 hours.
Come on, 1 million? Nobody took me serious. Come on. 1 million? Come on.
But we do need your help. We are close to the goal. We actually are trying to get to 1,000. So if you could please get to youtube.com/star88fm. Subscribe.
Yeah, and share it.
And
share
be a part of the
everybody.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go post a link to our YouTube channel and tell everybody it's the greatest show. Maybe it's the worst. They say this is the worst morning show I've ever heard.
Ugh.
And I am so offended
Mock
by
it.
these guys. That way people will be like, well, wait, what?
I got to check this out.
Yeah, I got to check this out. Let's see what it is all about.
That's true. Shout out to Julian and Breezy kicking it over on the old YouTubes. We got our boy Seth, Paula, Jarrett, Loretta, Britt.
That's right.
Different Britt. Brittany, I'll say. Because there's only one Britt Romney. Liz, Casey, Carl,
Thanks, guys.
Rhonda.
Facebook.com.
Everybody chiming in on the old Facebooks.
/star88FM. Go there. Watch the show. I haven't checked the voicemail this morning. Let's check it.
The Morning Invasion on Star 88, where every day is Power Ranger Party Horn Friday.
Okay. It's not bad.
Dude.
I like that.
Oh!
You guys can always, instead of texting the live line, you can call and leave a voicemail. There's 5. That's my favorite thing to do now is to check the voicemails.
Star 88 has really helped me with my faith, and it's really done things, and it's really helped me. So you guys are awesome, and I love the Morning Invasion, and with Steve-O and the other guy.
What?
You guys are awesome, and it's really helped me with my faith. So I think you guys are awesome, and I just wanted to let you guys know that.
Dope.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
All right, later.
Okay, bye.
Later.
Steve-O and Dex, come on. What the heck? You say the name of the
Love
show all the
it.
time.
It's amazing.
Anyways, yeah, you guys call it 505-585-5483. Leave a voicemail. Let us know your thoughts, your feelings, whatever you want to say. Just go for it, man.
Maybe it just threw him off because he started with Steve-O, and normally it's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O, so
Yeah,
nothing
maybe.
comes after Steve-O.
That's true. That's true.
You guys are totally bad to the bone.
Whoever you are, thank you. Thank you so much.
Shout out to our girl Winnie chiming in from the UK.
Oh, nice.
She said afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, Winnie.
How's the UK? Is it raining over there? What's it like? What's the weather like? I want to know. Guys, we're 5 days away until daylight saving time. Oh. It's time.
Does that mean
Spring forward.
Oh, so we lose an hour.
We spring forward.
We're losing an hour.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I don't like this one. I like sleeping in.
Yeah.
I
Fall
say
back
that.
is way better.
Is it weird that I've been having trouble getting out of bed during weekdays, but on the weekends I wake up at like 3?
I've been going through the same thing.
What is going on?
I don't know. I don't know
Are we
what it is.
discontent in our jobs?
Maybe we need vacation. You and I have not really taken that much vacation. We didn't last year.
That's true. That's true.
That's what we need to do is we need to take a couple weeks off.
A couple weeks?
Yeah. We need a couple weeks off.
I was thinking a day or two, maybe.
A day or two. Oh, I'm taking
You know?
Friday. We're both taking Friday and Monday off.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm thinking, is that enough though?
Yeah.
Is that going to be enough? Because I feel like, we get burnt out. No matter what you do, even
Yeah.
if you love your job, you still get burnt out.
That's true.
Like I feel like I'm just not as creative.
Yeah.
And that's why I know I need a vacation.
Yeah.
When's the last time I did a sweet parody song? It's been a while.
It's true.
See? I need a vacation, guys.
Just keep swimming.
The creative juices haven't been flowing.
Just keep swimming.
It's hard to get up in the morning.
Just keep swimming.
I don't want to. I don't want to keep grinding it out. I want to sit on the beach with a drink with an umbrella in it. Should I dump that?
Why? Why would you have to dump that?
I don't know.
They have normal drinks with umbrellas in it. When
I
was a
know, that's
kid,
what I was saying.
I used to order those stupid pina coladas, like virgin pina coladas.
Yes.
When I was a kid, and as an adult too, because that's why would anybody order those drinks? You want a drink with those like umbrellas? When I was like 7 and I didn't know any better, I was like, I want that drink.
I want that.
That looks awesome. Ugh. You don't mix the sweets and the sours, guys. Gives you headaches. It's gross.
Yep.
Too much sugar.
It is. It really is.
Life skills, just trying to help you.
Thanks, man. Let's see. What do we got on the show this morning? I have a story coming up about a dad who makes his 10-year-old son run the mile to school in the rain, and he follows in the car.
Okay.
And he videoed the whole thing, and he's punishing his son because he found out that his son was bullying other kids on the bus. And so the punishment is for a whole week, instead of taking the bus, you have to run to school, which is about a mile. And the audio is great. The dad, he brings up some great points. He talks about gun control.
I was like,
no, but this is actually, I think even you are going to agree.
I'm just tired of it, guys.
You're going to agree.
I'm like in bed
with
trying
what
to go
this guy
to sleep,
says.
and I got Ben Shapiro in my ear over here, and I'm going, Chrissy, look.
It's a hot topic.
Why do you choose
It's a hot topic.
bedtime to watch your stupid political videos?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them. I don't like them. You're getting all riled up, and it's bedtime.
Yeah.
I want to go to sleep.
Did you, was I with you the other day, or did we bring this up or something?
Clearly not, because we never hang out.
Maybe I wasn't with you. I saw it. It was a little tease on, I think it was KRQE or something. They were going to do a story about somebody out there created, it looked like, again, I didn't get to see the story. Maybe you could find it. It was, it's like a gas that's installed in the school. And so when a shooter comes in, this gas releases and it knocks him out. And that's all I got from the literally a 15-second tease. I don't even know if it was KRQE, but it was something that got released where they would pass out.
But wouldn't ever?
Well, that's my question is, I mean, if you think about it, if that was the case, that would actually be okay, right?
If everybody went to sleep.
Yeah, go to sleep. Why not?
I literally don't know how to search for
I don't know
this
how
on
to search
Google.
for it either.
I was trying and I have found nothing.
And now don't put installed. It's just installed for school shootings or something. Put that in.
We're going to get put on a watch list because of all the things I Google.
Anybody else see that story? Anybody else?
No one. Are you sure you didn't dream it?
No,
You're
it was
like,
a
I've got a really
Well,
good idea.
Well, you know what? That's not a bad idea if I did dream it.
Gas installed for school. I don't want to type in.
You know what? I don't even know if it was
shooting.
gas. That was to the tease made it look like it was some sort of it was like something that released into the school and it knocked you out.
Okay, are you sure you weren't just reading about the Florida shooting where the shooter wore a gas mask and had smoke grenades?
That wasn't it. They were talking about this new company that developed some sort of gas and they want to install them in schools.
Okay, but according to the last school shooting in Florida, he wore a gas mask
Yeah.
and used. So how would that help?
I don't know. I wanted to know all about it because they did the story on it. Because I thought about that too. Well, then the shooter would just wear a gas mask. So then do you install like tasers that come out of the walls and tase you? I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Things get out of control. All of a sudden, psh, and everybody just goes to sleep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait.
Oh,
Wait.
I think you found it. It's on KOB.
No.
Okay, was I way off? What is it? Again, it was a 10-second tease. It made me believe that it was a
Yeah, they're
gas.
spending APS schools locally here where we live, guys. They're spending $5.6 million from a voter-approved bond mill levy that they're going to add more cameras.
Okay. KOB? What? Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
You know what? I don't think that's it.
They're going to update their cameras and intrusion alarms.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with gas.
I don't think that's the story.
There's no way
That's not
you
the
could
story.
install gas in a
Does
school
it say anything about
and parents
Hold
would
on.
sign off
Does
on
it
that?
say anything on there that says that anybody's going to go to sleep? Because that's what the tease was. The tease was that the kids or the shooter would go to sleep. Good morning. Somebody saw it. Somebody help me.
I'm here to back you up, Dex.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Booty.
Please
Don't
tell
you
'em.
start making stuff up.
No, for real. I don't make stuff up this early in the morning. They are going to install noxious gas or some kind of gas at the entry doors and at the entry doors of every classroom. And then they were also going to install like these bulletproof bunkers inside the classrooms for everyone to hide in if it happened. I think it was in Virginia.
Okay.
It's not even local.
Okay, they did. The local news did the story on it. I didn't say that it was going to happen at
Yeah,
one of the schools
locally
here.
we're getting more cameras and alarms.
Thank you, Booty, for backing me up. See,
You're
you
welcome,
saw it.
guys.
You
You
saw
have
it.
a great morning.
I hope you're not lying. You better not be lying. Yeah, because nobody except Booty and me is the ones. Well, I guess
Somebody
watched the
else
news?
saw it.
Okay,
Somebody
good.
said they saw it.
So it was gas.
No, okay. Somebody said they saw it. That doesn't mean it's real. I have Googled all of the dumbest things and I can't find it.
I'm gonna find it, guys. I'm gonna find it.
Sam said he saw one where instead of arming teachers with firearms, they're going to give them blow darts. Google that one.
Virginia, gas,
I've already done.
shooter.
I wish you would at least watch things if you're planning on talking about them on the morning show.
Let's see.
Julian said they saw one on a bunker in the classroom. How did we get here?
All right, let me put bunker for kids in school. Somebody out there is going to find it.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello? Good morning.
Hi. So I saw the story you were talking about.
Okay, tell us the details that you discovered.
So I believe it was in like South Carolina or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And it was actually disorienting smoke. So it just did like super white smoke, and it just supposed to like blind the intruder from being able to like see what's going on.
Okay, so it's all right. So it doesn't knock them out or anything. It just makes it to where the shooter can't see anything.
I mean,
it's a smoke bomb. It's basically a smoke bomb.
But that's not. There's somebody else is saying that there was water and vinegar in the schools in the
Look on
sprinkler
KOAT.
system. Yeah, I looked at KOAT.
Everybody's got a different story.
Everyone's just making stuff up. You guys are all liars. I'm sorry that you called to lie to us.
No, you know
Do
what?
you feel bad?
She saw the story. You saw.
Do you feel bad that you just called a radio station to lie to them?
She's not lying.
She's a liar.
No, it was real life. I saw it.
What state was it in?
It was in like South Carolina.
It was
North
like it.
Carolina.
Totally. Yeah. Totally.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. You know what? You don't have to be so mean. You know?
I'm just saying you guys are all liars.
We're not lying.
You're making stuff up. You're like, no, there was a story, and they're installing tigers. So they're gonna have cages near all of the entries and exits. And so if something bad happens, they're just gonna press a button and all the gates come up, and the tigers roam loose. We still haven't figured out a way to train them just to eat the bad guys, but
yeah.
That's yeah, man, in the school system.
Yeah. You know what? You're gonna feel real dumb when I find the story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna find it. Somebody send me the story. Somebody better be looking for this story. Somebody said it's on KOAT. I see nothing. I see nothing on KOAT.
Yeah, they took the time to text that, but couldn't just send you the link because it's fake news.
You know, it might be fake news.
Guys, this is how misinformation is spread.
But those stupid 10-second teases are terrible.
I saw this thing on the news the other night. Turns out they're installing a separate line in the sprinkler system that shoots acid.
No way.
Yeah, it melts bad guys. Still haven't figured out a way to differentiate the bad guys from the students, but it's going to melt them. So, yeah.
All right.
Since it's on school grounds, they don't need parental permission before they install it. So,
I'm not going to break until we find the story.
acid rain from the sprinkler system. It's real. I saw it on the news. You guys are liars.
505-585-LIVE.
Paul said he heard that schools are installing fairy dust that will sprinkle on the attacker and turn him into a frog. They haven't figured out how to differentiate between the attacker and the students. So Lots of warts at that school.
Get on it, Stormy. Find it. You need to find this story. Some guy invented some sort of gas that's going to release into the schools, and it's going to knock out or do something to a shooter or whatever.
Oh, my gosh. I feel like a dumb.
Oh, did you find it?
I found it.
Guys. You know what? You're lying.
I found it. It was South Carolina. They're installing Viper pits. So if the shooter runs around, they're going to tell the students where the holes are, but not the shooter, so that he'll be running and it'll be like that.
Wrong.
A really nice rug in the middle of the hallway, but then he's going to fall into the rug and there's going to be snakes and it's going to bite him to death.
Mm-hmm.
They still haven't figured out how to differentiate between the shooter and the students, but they're going to tell everybody. Don't
We are
step on those
fighting the
rugs.
fake news. It's fake.
Guys, find it. Find the story. It's out there. I saw the 10-second tease on one of the local stations.
Mm-hmm.
It's out there.
It's Indiana. And it took 7 seconds for my wife to send us the link.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Gosh, dang it.
Thank you.
I hate that she's Team Dex.
Love that.
She just cares about the news.
Well, you know what? I might be completely wrong. Again, it was a 10-second teaser, so I didn't get all the information. You know how the news is. They try to hook you to watch the stupid story.
Are we ready for this?
Oh, no. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Cameras with a direct feed to the county sheriff's office. Teachers who wear panic buttons. Smoke cannons in the hallways.
Smoke cannons.
These are a big reason why Southwestern High School in Shelbyville, Indiana, has been referred to as the safest school in America since 2015. The system was implemented in 2015 after the Indiana Sheriff's Association chose the school district for the first of its kind security program. Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the same story.
It's from a website that we totally trust.
I don't know if that's the story, man.
If you can't corroborate this with any other website, this is a lie.
I don't know if
You
that's
guys
the
are
story.
all duped.
I don't think that's the story, man.
You're all duped.
They said in the teaser that it would knock out the school shooter, that he would pass out if somebody came in with a weapon.
Allegedly, there's devices in each classroom that allow for a teacher to tell law enforcement the classroom is safe, signal they need medical aid, or ask if they've seen the suspect. There's live views of the hallways. I'm looking for the smoke cannons because I still don't believe you. I still think you're a liar.
Well,
the security company is from Virginia.
mm-hmm.
Do you see how quickly you telephoned that and lied to the people?
There was no lie. There was no lie at all.
Gosh, you're a liar. Wish you weren't such a liar.
Let's see. Dex is right. Just Googled safest classrooms with bulletproof doors, cameras hooked up to police station, exploding smoke cannons.
Yeah, so the smoke cannons are in the hot zones.
Okay.
And so dispatchers can shoot smoke out of the cannons to distract and limit the visibility of the suspect in the hallways.
It's not a bad idea, right?
Sure.
This it says the school has
They
a
still haven't figured out how to differentiate between the shooter and students, but
They said it's a $400,000 secret weapon to stop intruders.
It's not secret. It was on national news.
That's my whole thing too. That's what I was wondering when I saw the tease. I was going, "Wait,
listen,
you're just
guys,
telling
we're the
everybody."
safest school in America, and here's why. It's in this hall. It's in this corridor. It's right here in this doorway. National news. It's right here. Trust me, guys. As long as they don't use this door, this door, and this door, we're good.
Yep. Secret $400,000 for smoke bombs. I don't know, but you know what? That's probably the story. That's got to be the story.
Yeah.
So there you go. Apologize.
No.
Yeah, I was right. Smoke cannons.
Yeah.
It's gonna disorient. It's gonna not knock them out, but I mean, at least they won't be able to see. Just saying.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea.
Can this be real?
Do you think it's a good idea?
Well, yeah. Anything to keep our kids safe.
Exactly. Booby traps, man. Booby traps. Wow, look at the time. We can get a little faster next time, Stormy, on finding this news.
Okay, what is the lesson we learned here?
To watch the whole story?
Watch the whole story before you just start talking about it on the radio.
I wasn't wrong. I was asking if anybody else saw it, and then you started in on me.
I'm just saying.
There's no way. You mean to tell me? Come on. Like, everybody gets knocked out. I don't know. They teased me with it.
Thank you to every member of the Star Army that tried to help us because they actually saw the news but still couldn't remember the story.
Mm-hmm.
So it was clearly a good story.
All right, we got to take a break. We got a huge show today. It's ginormous. Quality Tam at 9. At least we think she's going to be in. What else we got? We're going to talk about that dad who made his son run a mile to school.
I can't wait to talk about this.
Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about guns. It's going to be a huge
we're
show.
Not talking guns, dude.
All right, when we come back from the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios, we have a round of headlines. Hang out.
I just wanted to say that I love Star 88 in the Morning Invasion, and you guys are like coffee. You're my morning pick-me-up.
Aww. That was really...
Like a cup of Joe. Because Dex's real name is Joe.
Don't tell people that.
His name's Joseph. Yeah, it's Joseph.
Yeah.
So you should use that, the morning cup of Joe.
Yeah, literally.
I can't change my name.
But
well, the morning cup of Steve.
Yeah, see, either way, it's bad because HR told me I couldn't cup of Joe anymore. So.
Oh, yeah, I guess, that's true.
Yeah.
The caffeine thing and.
Yeah. Can you do the promo one more time, but just have a little more energy?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I love Star 88 in the Morning Invasion. They're like my morning pick-me-up, like a cup of coffee. Oh, I totally messed that one all up.
Let's take it from the top, all right? One more time. Take 3, go ahead.
Wait, I need some line cards or something. I need to write it down.
Well, okay, you ready? Ready?
Do you want some water? Do you have water?
I have coffee.
Okay, I mean, there's only like 5 words, so you should be able to handle this, all right? Let's take it from the top. Lots of energy. Here we go. And take 3.
Star 88 in the Morning Invasion is like a cup of coffee. The morning pick-me-up. Woo!
Yeah!
I like that.
That was
a good one.
That was
I like
a good
that.
one.
Woo! At the end.
Gosh. Woo! I apologize for him. He's the worst.
Can you give me a bigger wee? Like not a woo, like a wee.
Like a wee.
Yes.
You want a nasal?
Yeah, let's take it from the top. Take it from the top. Here we go. Take 4.
All right. Star 88 in the Morning Invasion is like a cup of coffee. My morning pick-me-up. Woo!
I'm Daniel, and it's time to get in the techno. If you're one of those Apple fanboy suckers who bought a Mac but still wants to game, yeah, I'm talking to you. A new app called OneCast has been released that promises to allow legitimate console gaming on the Mac. Through a rather robust internet connection, you can stream your Xbox One and Windows Anywhere games to your Mac and play anywhere with access to your home network. Never again will your gaming be interrupted when someone else needs to watch the TV. The service even comes with a free 14-day trial for you to check it out and only costs $20. Of course, you do need that Mac and an Xbox and games and a robust network with a fast internet connection. So all in, it's like $3,000. Heck, it'd be cheaper to just buy another TV and Xbox. Or, here's an idea, you could just take a break and go outside. I'm Daniel, and now you're in the techno on Star 88.
Founding Father James Madison once said, "The future and success of America is not in this Constitution, but in the laws of God upon which this Constitution is founded." That's a solar flare on Star 88.
You've got a way of finding peace in being incomplete. A silhouette you exhibit, so you'll never have to claim defeat. 'Cause somehow, some way, someone found a reason to betray.
Jesus is our King, but do you treat him like royalty? Here's Tim Keller on a Star 88 PowerPoint.
How do you know if you're a Christian? How do you know if the Holy Spirit's working in your life like this? Do you know you hate God? Have you seen your hatred? Have you seen that there's an enmity in your life against God? Have you seen how much you hate the yoke? When you hear Herod and Jesus Christ Superstar saying, "Get out, you king, get out of my life," do you know that that's the words of your own heart? If you know that you hate God, if you know that that's a big part of your heart, that proves you're a Christian, because only Christians know that. Only Christians can admit that. Only the Holy Spirit can allow you to surface that repressed traumatic material. If you don't admit today that you're an enemy of God, you're really an enemy of God. The only way to become his friend is to admit you're his enemy. The only way to know that the Holy Spirit's working in your life is if you're able to see that resentment. We have a king. We hate the king. We need the king.
That's the PowerPoint with Tim Keller on Star 88.
What's going on in the news today?
Trump says he still wants to impose tariffs on imported steel and aluminum, and neighboring nations are included.
No, we're not backing down. Mexico, we've had a very bad deal with Mexico. Very bad deal with Canada. It's called NAFTA.
Benjamin Netanyahu praised Mr. Trump for the decision to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
This was a historic proclamation.
Special counsel Robert Mueller reportedly demanding all communications between an unnamed witness and 9 members of Donald Trump's inner circle and Mr. Trump himself. No subpoena for Mr. Trump yet.
Former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg is now a special envoy on climate action for the United Nations.
And Aspen Klein wanted a Frappuccino. She headed to a Starbucks drive-thru to get one in Anthem, Arizona. Was denied service. Happened to be riding a horse at the time. The Starbucks says the drive-thru is for cars only.
Police arresting a 47-year-old man, Terry Bryant. Police believe he is the one who stole Frances McDormand's Best Actress Oscar at one of the after parties, and police say that Bryant did have a ticket to get into that event.
Hello, everyone. 122 years ago in 1896, on this day, Charles Brady King drove the first car on the streets of Detroit. When it broke down on a busy street, people yelled at him, "Get a horse!" Can you imagine? So dope. Thank you, Charles Brady King. Welcome to the show, everybody. Dex and Steve-O. You guys can watch the show at Facebook. Go there now. Watch the show, Star 88 FM. Hit that share button. Also, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/star88fm. You can watch the show there and chat like everybody else. Be a part of the Starmy. Chime in on the show. 505-585-LIVE. You want to text in? Jump into some headlines.
I got to start here, man. We were just watching UFC 222 highlights off the air over the weekend. Brian Ortega, this kid came out of nowhere, and I'm telling you, he is now 14-0. He finished Frankie Edgar for the first time in Frankie Edgar's career. Frankie Edgar was set to face Max Holloway for the title this last weekend, but unfortunately, due to injury, Max Holloway had to step aside, and Frankie was like, you know what? Let's still give the people what they want. I'm going to stay on. Rumors have surfaced that Conor McGregor offered to step in and fight Frankie Edgar to, quote, save the pay-per-view. Yay! Well, since then, Frankie Edgar got knocked out in the first round by Brian Ortega. This kid's going to be...
Yeah.
He's incredible to watch.
If you guys haven't seen it, you need to watch it.
So much. And he's the antithesis of Conor McGregor. He's so humble. He reps Jesus hardcore. He's like, hey, I'm doing this for children. I want to build orphanages. I want to help out the youth. I want to, like, he's awesome.
How old is he?
I don't. I think he's like 22 or something. I mean, like, seriously, he's a kid, man, in the octagon. So, how old is he? 27.
Wow.
My bad.
Young guy.
In the octagon, though, that's still pretty, he's a young dude. Especially for being 14-0 in the UFC. Well, Holloway talked about Conor McGregor's offer to step in to save UFC 222 by fighting Frankie Edgar at 165 pounds, and talked about the fact that he himself, the champ Max Holloway, would like a rematch with Conor McGregor.
Wow.
Conor McGregor is his only loss. Also, Holloway talked about a possible move to lightweight after recently mentioning that he'd be willing to face Khabib Nurmagomedov on short notice if that's what the UFC needed him to do. Anyways, I'm telling you, some things heating up in the old UFC. But first, Khabib's got to get past El Kakui. That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, and big shout out to our boy John Dodson.
Yes, dude!
Bringing home a W.
He did.
He fought at UFC 222. They didn't put the highlight up of that fight. I can't find it anywhere.
Well, it was on the prelims on Fox Sports 1. So you didn't watch it, bro? Split decision. Our boy still got the W. So what matters?
Good.
One of them judges is fired.
Congrats, Richie Rick. Good job.
And congrats to our boy John. Johnny Dadson. When are we going to get him back in studio?
I don't know, man. We're pretty busy. I don't know if we can squeeze him in. We got a lot of guests.
Moving on. Speaking of robberies, someone stole Frances McDormand's Oscar off her table at the governor's ball after the ceremony.
Okay.
This is crazy. Apparently, he was fooling around with it for a bit. He even made a video claiming that it was his and that he'd won it for music, quote unquote. Fortunately, he was caught. Francis' rep later said, quote, Fran and Oscar are happily reunited and are enjoying an In-N-Out burger together.
Okay.
She was apparently willing to let the thief off the hook, but he wasn't that lucky. 47-year-old dude, his name's Terry Bryant. He was arrested and booked on felony grand theft charges. He had a ticket to the event. Apparently grabbing and holding the award show trophies is his thing. New York Post has photos of him with the SAG Award, a Golden Popcorn MTV Movie Award, and this is seriously what he does.
Okay, so he steals it for a moment
and takes
then,
it and...
Okay.
I don't know. It's unclear if he planned on actually running off with her Oscar, but I don't know.
Grand theft charges?
Charges.
You got a felony?
Yeah, but maybe if they stick, he'll learn this isn't acceptable and you can't go around stealing people's things even for a moment. It's uncool.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, Francis?
Yeah, but Francis isn't going to press charges.
I know. I'm just saying, is that cool of him? No.
No, it's not cool, but...
Earlier, Shannon said something about schools and needing consequences for children. Maybe consequences for adults as well.
Yeah, that's true.
You do the crime, you pay the time of your life. I don't remember how it goes. Something like that.
You do the time, you pay for the dimes and stuff.
No. It's if you pay in dimes, you only get limes.
For doing the crimes.
No. Because if it's a crime...
How can I rhyme?
Moving on.
Good morning.
Man, you guys are painful in the morning.
What are you talking about? This is our funniest stuff. All the good stuff happens at the 6 o'clock hour.
I knew if we talked fighting, it's almost like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. Buck's going to call in.
I think what you ought to do is take the last story about the guy who, Francis, who took the Oscar and replace his name with Francis Ngannou and see how it plays out.
Oh, man. Yep.
Good call.
I want to hold your award.
Gosh. Did you watch the fights over the weekend?
I just watched the highlights.
Who are you people?
Yeah, I was, I don't know, I was like on a date with my wife or something. I don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah. But a couple of things, interesting things happened. You know, obviously our friend and confidant, John Dodson, won.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
The end of his contract, mind you.
That's right, yeah.
So he is no longer under UFC banners, but I'm confident that he'll get another contract.
Yeah.
Brian Ortega did something that nobody else has done.
That was phenomenal to watch.
Knocked out Frankie Edgar. Yep. And that O'Malley kid fought on one foot
Dude,
for most of the third round.
And still got the W.
And still got the W.
Was that the first time in UFC history that our boy Joe Rogan had to do an interview from the mat?
Yeah.
He was on the ground screaming. Yes.
Yeah, he's knelt down before, but never down that low.
Yeah. Homie was on the floor screaming. I think he didn't shatter his foot. He broke his foot, I think. And it was just bad. It was bad, and still somehow fought through the final round and got the W. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you see that Conor McGregor tweeted to Frankie Edgar?
Yes, that it should have been him. He should have been
him, but congratulations. Much respect. Always a warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Conor!
There's no way that they would bring Conor back for a fight like that. I mean, if he comes back, it's going to be one of those things that they're like, okay, we're making some money.
I want him to fight either the winner of El Kukui and Khabib, or I want him to fight the winner of Max Holloway and Brian Ortega. That's what I want.
Yeah. They need to milk that as much as they can.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, they're talking about Mayweather McGregor too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I hope that doesn't happen. I really hope it doesn't.
The only way I want to see that happen is inside the octagon at the T-Mobile Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mobile Arena, whatever it's called. Yeah. What do you guys got planned for today? What's going on with the show?
Well,
we got come by.
We got Quality Tam at 9.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, she's back.
No, we might need you to come in.
We might need you. Yeah. You're like a buffer for her and Steve-O.
You guys are. I was actually texting Steve-O about that last night. We were having a conversation.
Oh yeah. It's cool. You guys text each other now.
Which you never even told me why you were calling.
Steve-O and I actually text each other quite a bit. You know.
Yeah.
He doesn't dext me like you do. You know, I've never been dexted by Steve-O.
Wow, dexted, huh?
Although yesterday I did dext you a little. I did dext you a little.
You did text me a little. You did.
I was.
For those of you listening, if you want to know what being texted is, that's when you know one of your friends are available and you call them, but then they send you to voicemail right away.
You know what?
Because they're busy.
You don't know.
Because they don't want to talk to you. That's
you don't know.
Being dexted.
You always call during my nap time. Always.
I will say that's exactly what I was doing. So maybe technically that is dexting because I too was taking a nap yesterday.
Always.
So I was asleep and he called. So
I don't always call during your nap. I call you at different times throughout the day. I'll call you at 11.
I told you not to call me. I told you to text me.
I'll call
you never
at
text
3.
me. You never text me.
Hey, guys.
You know what? If I wanted to text you, I would text you. If I wanted to speak to you, I'm going to call you.
Remember the Starmy chimed in and said, hey, GSP said he might try to make 155. Conor McGregor, GSP, thoughts? That's a moneymaker.
That's a moneymaker.
I think if that fight happens, it'll be at a catchweight.
Okay. Now, for those of us in the Starmy who have no idea what you just said, because normally, you know, you've got your weight classes.
A catchweight is when you have a specific weight in mind, usually between two weight classes.
Right.
I.e., if you had a featherweight, Conor McGregor, and a lightweight, 155, and they settled on fighting at 150, that's called a catchweight. Yep.
Well,
I just want a clarification, okay?
All right.
it's cool.
Some people share too much information, Tamara. Some people are lacking.
Oh my gosh, Steve-O, stop!
I'm just saying. She is the
J.R.R.
Tamkin
of
the show.
And a yellow card.
Whew. She wrote the Two Towers. She accidentally wrote the Two Towers while trying to just tell a story about going grocery shopping. Girl can talk.
Good call. That's a
Girl
good
can
call.
talk.
Yeah.
Coming up later on the show.
It's a gift.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard the story of the pot and the kettle?
That's also a good call. It's a good call.
Every detail I share in the story is just it's important.
I've never heard the story of the pot and the kettle. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, man.
You would do well to remember also, my friend, sometimes less is more.
I'll tell you right now. I could tell you that pot kettle story in about 23 seconds. Tam, 23 minutes.
Yep.
She's going to tell you the origin of that kettle. She's going to tell you what grandmother first purchased it and why and what she was making the first time she used the
Lots
kettle.
of details.
Yeah.
Lots of details.
Oh.
It's like binge watching a TV series.
Yeah.
A lot of development happening there.
A lot of it.
A lot of development. All right. Well, boys, I have to go. I'll see you later.
All right,
I've got
man.
to stand in line for one of my girls' schools for next year.
Nice.
What?
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Some of these schools are hard to get into, you know?
Okay.
Huh. You got to stand in line?
So,
what do you mean? I don't get it. Why do you got to stand in line?
I literally am going to go stand in line right now.
So you can get your child enrolled into their school?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a very exclusive school.
Oh,
we go.
one of those.
All right.
Hope you
It's really not an exclusive
Hope you
school.
brought that handshake cash. You know what I'm saying? You fold it
I'll
up.
see you at about 8:30.
Okay.
I'll see you at about
We'll see you
8:30.
then.
Have a nice cup of coffee for me.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye now.
Goodbye.
That's Buck. Guys.
Bucky Juice.
My old co-host.
Said it 3 times, man.
Can't let the radio go. He just, he just has to have his one foot in, one.
Thieves wants to know if Bucky Juice is the stuff that he puts in his vape pen.
Bucky Juice.
You say it 3 times, he shows up. Ah! All right. Hey, everybody. All right. I'm here. Oh, hey, Bucky Juice.
Feels like Old Spice and cotton candy. Get it? Because he's old?
Yes, I got it. Thank you. You don't have to explain it.
Okay.
A study found only one country in the world would survive a zombie apocalypse, and it's not us. So,
good.
Yeah. Our country may have a ratio of 17 guns for every one person, but if the zombies ever rose up, it ain't going to do a bit of good. Some mathematicians in Brazil just ran a simulation to figure out if any countries in the world would be able to survive a zombie apocalypse. Why wasn't I smarter in math? I would totally be this type of mathematician scientist guy.
Okay.
Think of the things they're zombie apocalypses. Dope. They found there's only one country in the world that would survive a zombie apocalypse. North Korea.
North Korea?
Yeah. The problem is that in the average human versus zombie battle, the zombie's going to win. Only trained military personnel would probably stand a chance against said zombies. And in the study, they found that the only countries that could survive are the ones that have at least 47 soldiers to every 1,000 humans. North Korea is the only country that has 47.4 members of the military for every 1,000 people in existence in their country.
Wow.
In the United States, 4 soldiers for every 1,000 people.
Ugh.
So North Korea would survive a zombie apocalypse and the rest of the world would not. So maybe instead of like trying to figure out this nuclear war, North Korea just needs to like start working on the zombie apocalypse.
That's fake news, man.
It's going to happen.
It's fake news. I don't believe it.
Okay.
All right, we got to take a break. We're live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We got a great story coming up about a dad who punished his son for bullying other kids on the school bus. We'll tell you what kind of punishment he handed out when we come back. Hang out.
This is Groundwire with Sean Dunn.
A quadriplegic for the last 26 years, Ron has always had to depend on others. He can't brush his own teeth, take a bath, eat a meal, or read a paper without help from someone. Yet he still remains upbeat. Even though his body's in constant pain and he has to be strapped into his wheelchair so he doesn't fall out, he comes across as authentically joyful. If you talk to Ron, he will tell you that the reason he can continue through life with a positive attitude is because his hope comes from his personal relationship with God through Jesus Christ. And I don't think that he has hope that he will walk again one day. He's just convinced that even as a quadriplegic, his life has meaning. He knows that God God put him on earth to live for him and to be used by him to influence others. The God of the Bible created Ron, and he created you for a very specific purpose. He crafted you intentionally with gifts and talents. But when you look in the mirror, do you see your intentional design? The next time you get discouraged and wonder why you are here, remember Ron. If God can give him hope and joy in his wheelchair, he can give you hope and peace in your life as well.
To find out more, click on groundwire.net. Groundwire.net.
Pastor Jack Graham and a Star 88 Supernova.
Jesus said, if you want to see a man, look at John, because there's no greater prophet, no greater man than this one. Now that's a bold statement, isn't it? After all, John did no great miracle. In fact, the scripture says he didn't perform miracles at all. Unlike Elijah, who prayed and the heavens were stopped and then prayed and the rain came, or like Moses, who stood before the Red Sea and parted the waters with the rod of God. This man did no great miracle. He wrote no books. Why would Jesus say this man was a greater man than Elijah, or a greater man than Isaiah, or a greater man than Moses? What's so unique about this particular man? He was a man's man, but something more. He was God's man.
Catch Pastor Jack Graham, PowerPoint, broadcast weekdays at 10:30 a.m. on our sister station, KNKT. On the air and in your face,
but lovingly so.
This is Star 88 at 88.3 FM, KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and online at star88.fm. The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Good morning.
You said the phone lines were dead, and it took me like 10 minutes to get in.
Yeah, because so many people are calling in.
Britt Romney, everyone. Britt Romney. Welcome to the show.
Leader of the Facebooks.
How'd you know it was Britt? What if it wasn't Britt?
Okay, shut up. And now youth leader of a rad new ministry that launches March 23rd at Western Heights.
Britt, do you think Steve-O should call me out every time I fart, even though I never do with him?
I just spit water all over the side.
Well, it depends. Was it rancid?
His are rancid too, but I never call him out. That's my whole point. It doesn't matter if it's rancid.
I don't know. I call Seth out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
In front of thousands of people.
Okay.
Embarrassing me?
I don't think
I didn't think so.
Thousands of people listening
Really?
right now.
Yeah, we do. It's called terrestrial radio, okay?
That's right. That's right.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't ever call Seth out, but I always give him a dirty look, and then I flee the premises.
What do you need, millennial?
Yeah.
What?
You're a millennial. I'm asking what you need.
No, I was just calling in because you said nobody was calling in. I was just calling to say hi. Jeez, why are you so mean to me?
Get him, Britt.
Sorry, I forgot you're pregnant. You're pregnant. Pregnant hormones. Hey, we love you. It's good to see you yesterday. Don't cry. Don't cry.
That was really mean. He's mean to me today, too.
Stop it. Don't cry.
I feel a little pregnant
Don't cry.
today.
Go eat a pickle.
Are you on your time of the month or something? You've been rude to everybody today.
I am not.
He's like that all the time.
Thank you. Thank you. Although there is a certain time that, yeah. Yep.
Britt, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm just
feeling okay.
I'm just sitting here. Yeah, I'm just sitting here trying to figure out what I'm going to eat for breakfast.
Okay. You need Seth to go get you something? You could give him a shout out right now.
Quality
Just tell him
radio.
over the radio instead of having to text him.
Yeah.
Hi, honey.
Oh my
I
god.
was sitting,
What would you like Seth to get you?
I was sitting here, and for some reason, I got this ad for Crepe on my social media, and Crepe's actually very close to Seth's work. So
okay,
there you
I
go,
don't know.
Seth. Get it done.
God.
Do you want strawberries,
You were the
whipped cream?
perfect person to call in this moment because I was literally about to talk about the research found with millennials.
Hold on. Do you want bananas, whipped cream? What do you want? Do you need anything special on the
well,
crepe
the
crate?
one. Oh my gosh! Do you see what Seth's commenting? That's not very nice.
What?
There's this fruit little crepe that they have that's like amazing. It has like
Elderberry?
strawberries and kiwis.
Okay, hang up on
and,
yourself.
Like a mixed berry?
Bananas.
It's like a mixed berry.
And they
Hey,
put this-
girl, you don't need that much sugar, all right?
No,
you don't
you
need
need
that
it.
much sugar. I'm just saying sugar's bad for you. It's like you're giving bad drugs to your child.
Okay, now you want to be a friend, but earlier this week when you were drug dealing cookies,
Yeah.
you were all about buying dozens
Get 'em.
after dozens.
Good call. Good call.
Maybe it's because I don't want you slinging other people's other people's
starting
drugs.
to sound
Listen.
a lot like those Hollywood elitists.
Yep.
Double standards.
Double standards.
By the way, how many
It's like,
dozen
oh,
can
you
I put
need-
you down for?
Do you
How many
need a couple
dozen?
more
We're
dozen cookies?
cooking up new
we'll have more
batches.
cookies ready.
So, yeah.
Say it, Steve-O.
20 spot.
Say it.
20 spot.
Say it to
What?
Britt.
What?
Yes, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
Slanging cookies and telling me to stay away from other sugar.
Yeah, because
Yes, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
I have the best cookie on the market, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh. Trouble in paradise.
He knows I'm addicted now. He got me addicted, sending 2 dozen, and now I'm on a sugar.
That's
I want all the sugar. Give me all the sugar.
true.
And he's
Yes,
like, oh,
you're right.
no,
I'm
you
wrong.
can't
I'm
have that
sorry.
Sugar. You need to come over here.
You know what, Britt? You're right.
Classic drug dealing
You're right.
tactic.
I'm wrong.
All right, here's the deal.
I'm
Stay
sorry.
on the line with us. We're going to talk millennials. Steve-O, back to this news story about millennials. But you got to hang on the line with us, Britt, because it's about you.
Oh,
We need
it's
you to
not.
chime
It's
in.
literally just.
are they
We're
saying?
discovering the breakdown of generations. Is Britt in fact a millennial? Because anytime there's somebody younger than you, you tend to go, "Oh, stupid millennial," right?
Well, I don't know the time frame. I was born in '92. I think I'm like right on the cusp of millennial.
You are a millennial, and you get a millennial, and you get a millennial.
Yep.
They just announced the official
Okay,
definition.
so tell me about myself.
Anyone born between 1981 and 1996. So anyone 22 to 37. Yeah. That means
Okay,
millennials
so
were
tell
like
me
between
about
the
me.
ages of 5 and 20 on 9/11. So
Steve-O and I are
saying.
Generation X.
I literally have no other research than that. That's all
What
I
do
got.
you mean?
I mean, that's all I got. I don't know.
Yeah, well, now it's
You're-
official.
What was the article
Now
about?
you know
About
that
the
you are a
official
millennial.
because everybody says like they just sling around millennials. And here's the thing. Here's something kind of weird. Think about this. Anyone born after 1996, what do you call those?
After 1996?
Oh,
What's post-millennial?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think Seth told me this before.
Well, then he's a liar face because for anyone born after 1996, there is no official name yet for this
Wow.
generation.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
How old
dude.
is that article?
Today. See, look at that crazy millennial thinks she knows everything.
Yeah.
Ugh, millennials, am I right? Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously.
I just feel like some old people just want to make themselves feel better because they're old.
Oh, okay.
So they have to pick on millennials.
That's probably true. Yeah, currently everybody just calls them post-millennials, but that's not an official term. There's no nomenclature. There's no common name. So right now it's just post-millennial. Dun, dun, dun.
It's very, very interesting research.
I'm just saying, Generation X was 1965 to 1980. Before that, it was baby boomers, 1946 to 1964, and then the silent generation, 1928 to 1945. So, but yeah, millennials, 81 to 96, and anyone born after that, y'all don't have a name. My children don't have a name.
Oh.
I know that.
I guess that's chicken too.
It's the forgotten generation. They don't even have a name yet, dog. They don't even have a name. Yeah.
Well, that was interesting. That was a waste of 5 minutes.
Okay. See, Sam Swan chimed in to say some are calling it Generation Z, but again, that's not official. Somebody else chimed in to say, I'm pretty sure it's Generation Z, guys. That's actually not it. It's not official. There's no official name for this generation.
Yeah, Generation Brody.
Which food do you like?
Oh,
Thanks,
he's
Paul.
the best.
Oh my gosh. Can
Sorry,
I just say that yesterday I saw Brody at church,
Mm-hmm.
and that kid can seriously light up a room. Like his hugs, you guys, if you've never had a hug by Brody,
Yeah.
they're the most genuine, he really wants you to feel loved.
You should do a hug
He's like,
stand.
Hi.
That's how you raise money for the kids.
Yeah. It's just so cute. Oh,
He's
he
pretty
made me
cute.
So happy.
Thank you. I made him myself. So, yeah.
So, Britt, what kind of chores are we doing today? What's on the agenda?
No.
What kind of stay-at-home stuff you going to do today?
Okay. Well, I've been up. Jake and Dad.
Mm-hmm.
I've been up since I guess probably 6 o'clock this morning, or 6:30. I woke up. I caught up on my devotions because I was about 4 days behind.
Oh, snap.
on
At
my
least
little
you're honest.
plan.
At least you're honest.
I'm just being honest, yeah. And then I got out of bed and I came into my living room and we had friends over last night because we were watching the Oscar. I'm going to say the Grammys. We were watching the Oscars, and my house is a disaster right now. And so I had one hand out. I was like, okay, I can clean my house right now while Jacob's still asleep, or I can take advantage of this quiet time and just sit here on the couch and like get my mind together. So I did the latter. Because Jacob's wild now, you guys. He's
2,000 years later.
Oh my gosh, I heard that.
What? What are you talking?
Brody can totally hear that. Does he hear that? Poor boy. You were lying saying he couldn't hear things. I totally heard that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what, Jeff? I'm so upset right now. Yesterday I was defending you. I was like, I love Dex. He's so awesome. He was like, he's all right. I'm like,
my gosh.
Like,
what, Steve-O?
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I was defending you.
One eternity
And then,
later.
you know what? I'm a little upset. Let me tell you something. I told Seth, I'm like, listen, if Dex needs somewhere to, like, eventually stay, like, let's just say he gets kicked out of the Petersons.
Are you guys going to take me in?
We can let him stay in our guest room.
Seriously?
Like, he can totally come live with. Well, not anymore, dude. After you played that little incident.
Really? That's all it takes? It's just that, and I'm already kicked out?
Listen.
What?
I kind of feel like you are borderline millennial because there are consequences. Okay. Sorry, you're gonna have to understand that.
Britt, I can give
made
you
a
$20
bad
a month. $20 a month in rent. Maybe 25.
$20.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can do the dishes
No,
for you every
sorry.
now and then. I do that for the Petersons like once every 5 months.
Okay.
You do dishes?
Like a couple of months.
He does his own, but he just does a quick rinse off and throws it in the sink.
Yeah.
And hopes that it makes its
Okay,
way to
no.
the dishwasher.
You won't even know I'm there. I sleep all the time and just watch Netflix.
It's true. It's true. He's like the Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was okay with the idea before this little shenanigans happened today, so I'm gonna have to decline.
I love this.
I cannot believe you did that.
I love this. I love that I'm
12 o'clock midnight.
I heard it again.
What are you
I
talking
can still
about? You didn't
it.
hear anything.
It's not getting like
Brett, who's your favorite now? Who's your favorite
quieter.
now? Who's your favorite now, Brett? Go ahead.
I can't
not
control.
you, Heidi. What do you mean?
I can't control
I
what the
don't wanna
computer
decide
does.
between you two, Heidi. Heidi.
There you go. Wow. There it is. There
Yeah.
it is. You can't pull anything over on a pregnant lady, man.
Seth brought up a good point, though.
Heidi.
Hey, Seth brought up a good point. If I move in, will I have to be
Like you're errand boy. You have
The
to run and
errand
get
boy?
all of like her food, all of the cravings.
Do I have to take that on?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is brilliant. You know what, you guys? Let me tell you. I
You know
don't
what?
give my husband enough credit.
I'll do it.
He is literally the brains of our household.
Well,
when he
duh.
comes up with ideas like this, I'm like, seriously? This is why I married you, man. This is why I love you.
Britt, here's the
Yes.
deal. I'll be that guy, except you can't bother me between 11 and 4 o'clock, and then between 5 and 9 p.m. So there's an hour in
Those
there.
are the times of my cravings.
Well, there's an hour in there that you can grab.
Also, Dex is going to need your password and information for Netflix and Hulu and
yeah, Amazon Prime.
Well, we have Netflix. We already have Netflix set up on all our
yeah,
devices around the
he's got a
house.
list. So if you're hiring a
You
professional
know what?
nanny,
I'll just send
he's got a
over. I'll
list.
text you guys the list of things that I need, and we'll see. We'll negotiate. Yeah, we'll negotiate.
Okay, that is a millennial mindset.
It is. It is.
We can negotiate how this will work, okay?
Yep.
Because I got needs too, okay?
Yeah.
I need you to be doing some things for me as well.
Somebody's just chimed in and said reality show idea. Dex rotates living with different Starmy households
See?
just to see. Yeah,
See which one works the best?
it'll be like that Paris Hilton show where they went to different weird farms.
I like it. It's a brilliant idea.
Okay.
Well, I cook like probably 3 or 4 times out of the week.
I cook too.
So I'm-
I could cook.
Okay.
What do you cook, Duff?
You name it. I can cook anything.
Eggs Benedict.
Okay.
I love that.
Can you make carne lavada? You just name it
Can
and
you
you can make
say?
it.
Let's start here. Can you say carne adobada?
Carne adobada. I'm from Montana. I don't make no carne adobada.
Okay, you did not need to tell us that. We've kind of picked up on it.
It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Time beside the cold, I find you in trouble, and to be the one I love the most. We've wasted time, you said alright, we'll find a cure if we can hold on. Holding on is the hardest part when your body could lie beneath the dirt. Blame, it's always on the inside. It's in my heart, stuck in my head. It's a feel in my heart, maybe my love slipped away. In the deepest part, I'm finding grace. You don't have to find another one, 'cause I'm right here now. Will our love remain? Blame, it's always on the inside. It's in my heart, stuck in my head. Contriving fear, I let it guilt me. Forgive my heart if I let it remain. If I can protect you and keep you near, will that repair all of my distant days? You don't have to find another one, 'cause I'm right here now. Will our love remain? Blame, it's always on the inside. It's in my heart, stuck in my head. Contriving fear, I let it guilt me. Forgive my heart if I let it remain. Holding on is the hardest part when your body could lie beneath the dirt. Holding on is the hardest part when all I can see is how I've hurt you. And I wish you could stay, 'cause you know how this fades away.
It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
You guys are totally bad to the bone.
You are. You're bad to the bone. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Quality Tam, Tuesday. Coming up about 9 a.m. Good morning, Facebook. We're live. Dustin, Carl, Vanessa. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. Star 88 FM. You can find us on Facebook. Go like the page, watch the show, be a part of the show by chiming in. Also, you can chime in over at YouTube. YouTube.com/star88fm, and you guys can go and subscribe and watch the show on YouTube. Thank you to everyone out there that subscribed yesterday. And I made a deal with a few people on my Facebook page. They said, you know what? If you subscribe to my channel, I'll subscribe to your channel. And I said, you know what? Deal. So I did. I subscribed to a few channels yesterday.
Oh, good.
I don't know what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was networking. That's what they call it, guys. Networking. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. There you go. Star 88 FM. Go there.
Okay.
Watch the show.
Anybody catch the show last night? David Levin's show?
Oh, yeah. That was last night, right?
I was really bummed because I had a question. I was planning on calling in for the show.
God, I should have
Ask
said
them
it.
yourself. And then I did my taxes. I'm a grown-up.
Yeah.
Guys, I did taxes last night like an adult.
Like you did them yourself?
Yeah, I do them myself
Crazy,
every year.
man.
You don't do your own taxes?
No.
Really?
Somebody else does, and I pay them a lot of money.
Oh, gosh. Stop talking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Well, the tax man's never came after me, so must be
that's
doing
cool.
something right.
Yeah, I must be doing something right. You're like, guys, I got $73 back. It was great.
Only
They
cost me
said
$5,000.
They said I owed they owed state for some reason. It was weird. I don't understand. So yeah. So it all evened out. I'm good though. My taxes are done.
Yep. I'm good. As long as I don't owe the tax man. 505-585-LIVE. You can text into the show. Also, phone lines are open at 505-338-3700. I think our friend Britt Romney is going to stop by the studio here.
Yeah,
a little
dude.
Bit. You just heard her on the phone. So she's going to cruise by and hang out. Love it. All right, let's talk about this dad. I want to hear what you guys think about this. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think everybody is going to say good dad to this story.
I hope so.
But you never know. A father punished his son by making him walk to school after finding out he was bullying people on the school bus. Brian Thornhill took a video from inside his car of his 10-year-old son running outside in the rain. And this is how he started the video.
All right, everybody. Welcome to You Better Listen to Your Dad 2018. Well, my son has finally got in trouble on the bus enough to where he got actually kicked off the bus for 3 days because he was being a little bully. Yesterday, he was apparently a little rude for Michelle in the morning. So even though it's raining this morning, he still gets to run. This right here is just simple. You know, ironically, since he's been running to school this week, his behavior's been much better. His teachers have approved of his behavior this week. He hasn't gotten in trouble at school this week, where last week he was just absolutely out of his mind. But this right here is just old school simple parenting. This ain't killing nobody. This is a healthy way for a child to be punished because it's, you know, exercise, something that a lot of people don't think children should do anymore, so you just stick them behind an Xbox for the rest of their lives. So this right here is called parenting, guys. If you don't know what it's like, here you go. Teach your child a lesson. You don't have to kill them. You don't always have to beat them, but sometimes it sucks for them, and that's what teaches them.
The video is great because the dad is in his truck, and he's shooting the video, and you can see his son. They're going about 6 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you can see his son with his backpack on, and he's just running. He's keeping a good pace. He's doing great. And it's about a mile to school, and he's going to have to do that for a whole week because he caught his son.
10 years old.
Yep. 10 years old. And it's about a 3.5-minute video. And at one point, he brings up gun control.
If you say we need gun control, people, you know, here you go. This is what we need. Parenting. Very simple thing. Proud gun supporter, love guns and everything else, but I love my children more than anything in this world. So I'm going to take initiative to raise them. You know, I can't lock them in my safe like I can guns. You know, I can control guns easily forever. This I've got to make sure I control now, because when I'm not around, he has free will. So, you know, if you want to figure out what to do, have any issues, get creative, be a parent.
Right.
Teach them how to be responsible for their own lessons and accountable for everything they've done.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Okay, you know what? Hero dad.
That's
Hero
what I'm talking about.
Dad. I love it's like you're watching the video. It's raining outside. This kid's still jogging to school.
Yeah, he's not
dad's
crying,
just rocking the windshield wipers, and this kid is jogging to school. And I love that the dad is going 6 miles an hour in the truck, staying with his son the whole time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's not just like, yeah, get out of here. Like you can tell he's parenting. He's there with his child. I think a lot of times when it comes to discipline, we can yell and we can scream and we can kind of push the kids off, but then we don't oversee anything. Like he's engaged, he's involved. He's my hero.
Now, at the end of the video, he talks about how, you know what, I'm sure people are going to start freaking out over this.
Hope everybody enjoys this, gets a laugh. If you got your panties in a wad over watching a kid jog, well, I feel sorry for you. You're probably a lousy because if a kid jogging offends you, then get your off the couch. You probably need a lap or two. But I'm sure someone will get all bent out of shape. Oh, my God, child abuse, a child running. Yep, I'll let you know when your son's getting a 45 out of my safe. Y'all have a blessed day. God bless and enjoy. And if you need anything for your kids, you can feel free to send them to Brian's Boot Camp. No charge. Happy to get kids going. Thank you, guys.
Never surrender.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That is how we need to handle those situations when our kids are caught bullying other kids at school. You guys have to start following through with
10
consequences.
years old. And I think that's part of it, man. Following through with consequences. This dad is making his son jog to school after being kicked off the bus for bullying other kids. It's a mile.
That kid's doing great,
That
too.
kid is just trekking it.
That's the thing. Okay, when you're 10 years old, you weigh what? You don't even weigh 100 pounds, probably. A mile is easy. That's an easy thing for a kid to do. They need to get out and exercise anyways.
Somebody said, but how heavily is it raining in the video? Like, is it drizzling or is
Doesn't
it
even
pouring?
matter. Who cares?
It's raining. Like, it's like, here, windshield wiper? Windshield wiper?
Does that matter? Does that matter if it was really dumping outside?
And he's pushing off rain every time, so
I don't think it matters.
So it's raining. It's not pouring.
Yeah, but it's raining.
It is raining. A little rain.
Yeah, we don't know if, that's the thing. This kid got caught bullying other kids on a school bus.
Yeah.
And dad finds out, oh no, not my kid.
Dude.
Not my kid.
Took him to task.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great, man. There's different ways you can, quote, punish a child. Somebody said my favorite was, you don't always have to beat them, quote, always.
Yep. So true. Good morning.
Back in my day, we used to walk to school in the snow, uphill both ways, at least 10 miles.
Yep. And you turned out to be
actually, I turned out to be a what?
No, go ahead. A contributing member of our society.
There was something that Kay did with our boys when they were really little that I think it's a fantastic little. Every toddler goes through a period where they bite.
Oh yeah, right.
Ugh.
First thing she did, the moment she found
Bit him
out
back.
Oh no,
we're biting another, she bit them. And
yes.
Like a puppy?
My Uncle George did that to me.
Like a puppy?
Yeah. I bit my Uncle George once,
just
and he bit me back. I never did it again.
And you never do it again.
I never
right?
did it again.
I mean,
he bit me hard, too.
Gosh.
Hey, actually, the reason why I'm calling is, Dex, you'll be able to pick up Kay for me today?
Yeah. Yep, he already talked about it. He already talked about it.
Really? He's serious, man.
I'm just reminding you. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to the time on the air because I don't want your car swarmed with fans. Knowing that you're going to be in a particular place at a particular
Hang
time.
up on yourself. Yeah, of course. Of course, I'll pick her up.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hey, and
we're getting a snowstorm out here tomorrow.
Okay. I just wanted to apologize real quick for what happened in the kitchen. Gotta go. Bye. Back to this dad.
Oh, pretty much everybody. I'm waiting for somebody to disagree with it or to not like it.
That's the thing. I would hope that there's not one person that would disagree with
Dexter says, party horn parenting, truck dad for president 2020.
I'm okay with that.
Dude. Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. So this kid's running a mile for bullying somebody on at school. Is that my understanding?
So apparently this 10-year-old was bullying classmates on the bus, and so the bus said, you're not allowed on the bus for 3 days. Mm-hmm. And the dad, who did not like that his kid was bullying the kid, said, all right, man, you're going to jog to school every day this week. Forget forget having to take a couple days off of the bus. You're jogging. Like, we're not driving you to school. You're jogging to school. And so he followed along with him and shot a video while the kid was jogging to school.
Okay. I think that's a pretty fair and just punishment, but, I think that's a valuable lesson. I try to get some form of running into my day for at least 30 or 45 minutes, whether it be jogging or, sprint, walk. But a lot of it is just to get out the pent-up frustrations of working with people I don't really like.
Yeah.
So it might be a good lesson for the kid, hey, if you ever feel like you want to pick on somebody or you're just frustrated with somebody and you want to take that frustration out on, your fellow classmate by making fun of them, go run a mile or go do some sort of exercise for a little bit, because that'll get that pent-up frustration out and
get those endorphins going.
Humble you a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
no, you're right, man. You're right. That's why, mixed martial arts, wrestling, just any sport activity. That's why kids should be involved in doing things like that.
Yep.
Precisely, because then they have teammates that'll check them once they're stepping out of line to make sure that, they're all on the right track and not going to get kicked off the team or something like that.
Dude, there you go.
Yep.
Great
Thanks, man.
comment, man. Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, it's almost about a 4-minute video. He said, I just wanted to show everybody, give you guys a little laugh. Apparently the punishment has been working, as he claims his son's behavior has been much better and that his teachers have improved of his behavior this week. He also added he hasn't gotten in trouble at school this week, whereas last week he was absolutely out of his mind.
Yeah.
So you guys can check that out. This dad took a video of his son from inside of his car. His 10-year-old
Somebody said,
son.
wait, was the dad driving alongside his jogging son?
Right behind him.
It was raining, bro. Nobody wants to be out in the rain.
Nope. Good morning. You there?
Hello?
Hi. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, along the lines of, great parenting, my mom was, freaking awesome. But, I remember as growing up, my brother decided, I'm going to quit school. I'm going to quit school. And my mom's like, really? You think you're going to quit school? So she had this friend that owned a Chinese restaurant. She made all of us go work there for a week. And she was like, if you want to quit school, this is what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life.
Yes.
And we busted our behinds for a whole week. Busting tables, washing dishes, everything you think of in a restaurant. And to this day, I look back and I was like, yes, that's what my brother and I needed, because when it was my turn to take a CNA class in high school, she turns around, she's like, what are you going to do? And I was like, yes, ma'am, I will be taking a CNA class.
Dude, I love it.
Good parenting.
That's good.
And my brother is now Sergeant Tech there in Roswell, and, she did stuff like that. And I truly believe that making those impacts on children do make a big difference.
Yeah, man.
You don't have to think them all the time. You don't have to sit down and talk to them about those consequences of what they're doing. And it was one of those things that not only, it was my brother's actions, not even mine, but she made all of us go work.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yes, ma'am, I am going to be taking a CNA course in high school, and I will be going to college, too. So be creative. Who would have thought, sending kids to go work at a restaurant for a week?
Man.
Yeah, I love it. That's great.
Yes,
awesome.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for chiming in.
Bye.
Anfrey on YouTube said, great dad, one day I was trying to go outside. My grandpa said, no, it's raining. I kept it up, so he locked me out. I never cried to go out when I was told no ever again. I love these parenting tricks. I need them all.
Yep.
I need them all. What did you learn from your parents?
What did you learn? How creative did your parents get with you? You can chime in 505-585-LIVE. You can also call us at 505-338-3700. We got to take a quick break. We're live from the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Hang on.
Here's a story of a man named Dad who had a very famous edgy morning show. Then one day, this Dexter lost his job. He was all alone. Till one day when this Dexter met this fellow, and they knew that Steve was the one, and this duo would somehow form a show. The morning invasion became their show. Became their show.
Became their show.
Became their show.
Became their show.
The morning invasion became their show.
A supernova on Star 88 with David Jeremiah.
You ever notice how when you have an author who's writing on a subject he's excited about, he's writing about almost anything, and he mentions the theme, and then he goes off for 3 or 4 pages about the favorite subject. We do that when we talk, don't we? We have something that we're excited about, and we're talking about general things, and all of a sudden somebody mentions something that triggers us in the sensitive area, and off we go. Well, in the book of Revelation, whenever John mentions his theme, he kind of gets carried away, and he goes off, and he begins to describe this person who is the one that is being revealed. Notice, and from the Son, verse 5, and from Jesus Christ. And then John gives him 3 titles: the faithful witness, the firstborn from the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth. That's Jesus Christ. He has 3 titles here: the faithful witness, the firstborn from the dead, and the ruler of the kings of the earth.
Turning Point with David Jeremiah. Don't miss it on our sister station, KNKT, weekdays at 11 a.m. on 107.1 FM. Dietrich Bonhoeffer reminds us that silence in the face of evil is itself evil. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. Star 88 with a solar flare.
Stand up, let's have a conversation. Give me
Veach says the church is all about good news.
You ever feel crazy? Tell the truth and shame the devil. You ever feel crazy? I'm Mexican. Latins, we wake up crazy, okay? We wake up, buenos dias, ra. Like we just wake up like that. La cucaracha, round. La bamba, round. That's how we wake up. We wake up crazy. You ever feel crazy? You ever talk to yourself like, I just need a glass of water and to go to bed because tomorrow morning I'm going to be okay? Am I preaching to anybody? In spite of how you feel, I don't care how you feel. You're loved by God. You are loved by God. Paul the Apostle in Romans chapter 8, he said, I am convinced. Church, you got to get convinced today. For I am convinced that nothing can separate me from the love of God. Neither height nor depth, nor power, nor principality, nor angel, nor demon. Nothing that I've done, nothing that I've touched, nothing that I've said, nothing that I've participated in, nothing that I've smoked. Come on, anybody thankful today that nothing can separate us from the love of Christ?
Chad Veach, a Star 8 PowerPoint.
What's going on in the news today?
Trump says he still wants to impose tariffs on imported steel and aluminum, and neighboring nations are included.
No, we're not backing down. Mexico, we've had a very bad deal with Mexico, a very bad deal with Canada. It's called NAFTA.
Benjamin Netanyahu praised Mr. Trump for the decision to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
This was a historic proclamation.
Special counsel Robert Mueller reportedly demanding all communications between an unnamed witness and 9 members of Donald Trump's inner circle and Mr. Trump himself. No subpoena for Mr. Trump yet.
Former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg is now a special envoy on climate action for the United Nations.
And Aspen Klein wanted a Frappuccino. She headed to a Starbucks drive-thru to get one in Anthem, Arizona. Was denied service. Happened to be riding a horse at the time. The Starbucks says the drive-thru is for cars only.
Police arresting a 47-year-old man, Terry Bryant. Police believe he is the one who stole Frances McDormand's Best Actress Oscar at one of the after parties, and police say that Bryant did have a ticket to get into that event.
I'm glad. Good morning. Welcome to the show, everybody. 505-585-LIVE. A lot of people are chiming in about the dad who found out his 10-year-old son was bullying other kids on the school bus. His son got kicked off the bus for 3 days, and the dad decided to punish his son by making him run to school, which is about a mile away from where they live, all week. And in the video, it's raining outside, and the father just kind of explains why he's doing it.
All right, everybody, welcome to You Better Listen to Your Dad 2018. Well, my son has finally got in trouble on the bus enough to where he got actually kicked off the bus for 3 days because he was being a little bully. Yesterday, he was apparently a little rude for Michelle in the morning, so even though it's raining this morning, he still gets to run.
Yeah, it goes on to explain that after, a couple days, he's already, even the teachers have seen improvement in his attitude towards other kids. He's happy.
I know some may say this is crazy, but a little exercise for a child goes a long way.
Yeah.
They sit in class all day, and you get antsy, man. And I'm telling you, I think sometimes sports or even just extracurricular activity helps with that because you've got all of this energy to exhaust, and then you're forced to sit in a classroom for so many hours. And I know that for me, I always got in trouble when I was just stagnant and stationary and didn't really do anything. But when I was active and got out, you exhaust that energy, and you're good.
Yeah. Now, I'm reading some of the comments, and I found a few people. Now, the majority of the comments are everybody pretty much says this dad is great for doing what he's doing. A couple people are saying, what a terrific way to reinforce bullying.
See, that's what somebody said on the live line as well, to bully the bully.
Is that bullying?
I couldn't disagree more.
I don't think that
is. If you can explain to me how that is a form of bullying, I'll listen. But to me, it sounds like a dad who's very involved in the life of his child, who chose a punishment for a child. He's not mocking him. He's not making fun of him. He's not belittling him in the video. He's using his words carefully, because somebody else chimed in and said, I think it's a good response, but the question is, how did the conversation go between him and the dad? Was the dad yelling and screaming and telling him he'd walk to school for a week? Mentioning beating wasn't always necessary implies that he's beat him before. So did he threaten him? Or is the dad explaining that it wasn't okay and there would be consequences, followed through with consequences? Kids resent a lesson told through yelling, followed by miserable punishment. And specifically, this generation will intentionally not learn from it if it's told from the mindset of, I'm big and you're small and there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
There are so many presuppositions within that text that I was like irritated. You listen to the heart of the dad in the video and you can plainly see he says in the video clearly, I love my kids more than anything, and I want them to learn responsibility and know that there are consequences for their actions, because when I'm gone someday, they are going to have free will, and I want them to make the right choices. This is a father who freaking loves his kids more than anything and doesn't want his kid to be a bully.
Right.
I don't hear bullying in that. I hear a dad taking responsibility and trying to teach his son a valuable lesson. And that's what's wrong with our culture right now. There is not enough of that happening.
Yeah, and a lot of people in the comments are talking about, you know, recording your son and throwing it out online isn't the best move. But I disagree with that as well in this situation, because this is such a great teaching moment.
It is a teaching moment.
You know, like you said, he's not sitting there.
He's not belittling.
Yeah, belittling
He's not
his son.
name-calling.
He's not bullying his son. It's a good teaching moment. Look, we're talking about it right now. I'm sure other stations, other people, news sources are talking about it. And maybe it's a wake-up call to parents out there that they need to follow through with punishments.
Well,
There's gotta be consequences.
and like this punishment, the dad is still involved. He's still following him to school in the truck. I think a lot of times parents will throw out a punishment, but we're lazy. And so rather than like either follow through with it or do something creative or a way that actually is a teachable moment, we just go to your room and stay there forever because I don't want to have to deal with you. And that's what we do. We ground them and we force them to go sit somewhere.
Yeah.
They're not active. It doesn't teach them anything necessarily, and they're just kind of sitting there. But it's because we as parents sometimes are tired, we're grumpy, we're lazy.
Yeah.
And we don't want to have to get involved, because jogging to school with your kid every day forces you to get out, right? Like he still had to follow his kid in the truck every single day, and it took time. And parenting takes time and energy and effort if you're involved. And sometimes we don't want to do that. So we just like toss them to the side with our punishment so that we don't have to, quote, deal with it.
Yeah.
But you're going to deal with it because you're not raising a good kid, man.
Mm-hmm. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
It's Honey.
Hey, honey.
How are you guys doing?
Great.
Great. I just wanted to just kind of give a teacher's perspective, if that's okay, this morning.
Totally cool. Can you raise your left arm because your cell reception isn't the best? We need you to like stand on one leg maybe, and yeah. You got this, honey.
Okay. How's it now?
Worse. It's way worse. Put on the tinfoil hat
Yeah.
and maybe don't put your hand in the
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
There we
I'm
go.
Sorry. Is it a,
It's good.
right
It's
here?
good. You go, girl.
Okay. Okay. So again, this is Honey. I'm just wanting to chime in from a teacher's perspective. I think that basically what it all comes down to is that we do need that kind of
Right.
in schools with students.
Okay, I can't. I'm sorry. Honey, call us back when you get better reception. I don't know how you would know that you got better reception, but try to call us back because that was bad.
People chiming in left and right with stories of their parents who loved and cared for them and gave them some pretty good life lessons. I want to know, man, what was that one that you learned from your parent that just stuck with you forever? Somebody said, my mom caught me dipping chewing tobacco once. She made me fill a 5-gallon bucket with water at the end of the driveway using toilet water. What? And only the lid from the Copenhagen can. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, gross.
It took me 2 hours. Did it help? Yes. I was much more careful and sneakier with my bad habit through high school after that. Okay.
That's terrible.
Dude, that's like, that is a crazy. Yeah. Somebody said I had a hard time with the fact that he said he was posting it for a laugh, but I think I misunderstood the intent. I think his intent was to provide a laugh more from an understanding perspective rather than a mocking perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and in the video too, I think he brings up a pretty good point as far as a lot of times you'll see the kids that are going into schools that are these are kids that grow up with usually not the parents, no parents. Sometimes they're raised by a single mom or a single dad, and they don't have any consequences. And so you see these kids doing horrific things, and the dad brings up a great point about that.
If you say we need gun control, people, here you go. This is what we need. Parenting. Very simple thing. Proud gun supporter, love guns and everything else, but I love my children more than anything in this world. So I'm going to take initiative to raise them. I can't lock them in my safe like I can guns. I can control guns easily forever. This I've got to make sure I control now. Because when I'm not around, he has free will. So, if you want to figure out what to do, having issues, get creative, be a parent. Teach them how to be responsible for their own lessons and accountable for everything they've done.
That's good, man.
Truck dad for president.
Truck
2020,
dad
man.
for president.
Somebody said kids put themselves in social media in completely non-productive ways. This parent was productive. Not only did he attempt to teach his son a lesson, but others might learn too. Good job, Dad. Somebody said another topic in parents and punishment. I feel a call to Dex's mom coming on.
Mom, where you at? Where you at? We need you right now.
Okay, girl. Pull up your big girl panties. Here we go. It's just, it's
man.
life. It is what it is.
It is, yeah.
Somebody said my 2-year-old didn't want to get dressed for school, so I took her naked down to her mother's car and car seat full of crumbs and food. She changed her mind and got dressed immediately. Never did that again. There you go.
My mom, she used to kick us out of the car. I mean, it happened to you, right? Remember we talked to your mom about that.
Yeah.
My mom did it to us all the time. She would slam on the brakes so her head would hit the back of the seat, and then she would say, get out. She'd kick us out, and we'd have to walk home. And sometimes it was miles away.
Yeah. I walked.
Yep.
I had to walk. Yeah. Definitely had those moments.
Good morning.
Hey, this is Rochelle, teacher.
Hey!
There you are.
So I just wanted to chime in about the comments he made about gun control versus parenting. So I own no guns. I don't really have an opinion on them one way or another. I just don't like loud noises, so I could never own one. But the idea here is I think there is a movement in society to try to control everything, and that'll be a way to protect ourselves. And the fact of the matter is, these are people doing these things, and so if you don't have good parenting coming in, none of this is going to stop. I mean, you can control the guns all day long, but the behavior behind it is not going to stop.
Right.
So I fully support what this dad did. I wish I could teach this kid. I'd love to see how his behavior changed based on this.
Right?
Love to make a few of my students jog to school every morning. That would be wonderful.
There you go.
Yep.
Rochelle, thank you so much for calling.
Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good job. You had to throw in the freaking gun control moment.
I think
But I agree with the sentiment.
It's got a great point.
I absolutely agree with that sentiment, that it is a hard issue. Well, as a Christian, man, like we all have this heart condition. I was having a great conversation with a member of the Star Army off air earlier because we played a PowerPoint from Pastor Tim Keller, and in it he said something that was like kind of head scratcher. That it was like, how do you know you're a Christian? You hate God. And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. And I had to go back and look at the context of it. And Colossians reminds us that at one time we were once alienated from God. We were once enemies from God in our minds because of our evil deeds, because of our evil behavior. And so once we recognize how evil and broken and selfish and prideful and arrogant and just stupid we are, we recognize that need for a savior, that need for reconciliation, that need for redemption. And within that, we can find that through Jesus Christ, right? Who came to reconcile us back to the Father. And so I definitely understand that, because every single one of us have this sin disease, have this heart condition that will only be changed and transformed through the Holy Spirit. And so I do get that perspective and that understanding that, like, we can try and control everything we want. It's kind of like the idea of within politics, we're trying to legislate morality with everything that we do, whether we're talking abortion, which I still absolutely think we should try and it doesn't even matter, my personal opinion, but we try and legislate that morality by saying you can do this, you can't do that, we're taking this away, we're removing that, or whatever. But at the core, at our heart, we're still wicked, we're still evil, we're still separate from God. And so this dad to me is like hero dad, man.
Yeah, and a lot of people on the comments are even chiming in saying, okay, well, where did the son, where did he learn this bullying? Because a lot of times it does come back to the parents, and kids learn that behavior usually from a sibling or their parents. So we don't know in this situation. I had friends growing up that had amazing parents, and I never saw there was no bullying going on with parents bullying their children. I just think like it goes back to what you said. We all got that sin in us, man. Sometimes it doesn't matter how we're feeling. All personalities are different. Maybe he just decided one day he was having a bad day and he just started picking on somebody. And before you know it, gets out of control like anything else can. We don't know the situation. We don't know if the dad is bullying. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. But all I know is that I think that this punishment is perfect.
I feel like, I don't mean to jump in.
No, you're good.
But I disagree. I think that we can clearly say this is not bullying. I hate how loosely we define things these days. And that term bullying is just kind of thrown out anytime we perceive something as, well, this person was imposing his will upon somebody else. He's bullying me.
Yeah.
And this dad was correcting something that he saw in his child, this aggressive behavior that was unacceptable, and was trying to course correct him to be better. You know what I mean? And oh man, I'm sorry, but I hate the idea of that this is bullying the bully because it's, oh man.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. This is Honey. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, Honey,
We
you better
hope
go.
so.
I think part of the problem is Dex can't have sugar right now, and Honey is like a pure form of like raw sugar, and so
Good
maybe
call.
there's like this weird imbalance because he's not allowed to like kick it with you
Right.
because Honey is just, it's bad.
Only from China.
I
Okay.
think so.
Honey from China is bad.
Right.
Are you from China?
So I think we're okay.
Okay, good. All right, cool. What's your perspective?
Okay, so really quick, I just wanted to say from a teacher's perspective, as I was saying earlier, we really need a parental support in the classroom when it comes to addressing these kinds of behaviors, because it really is an issue in classrooms. I've worked in first grade classrooms where there were several students of mine who had tendencies to bully. And so, as teachers, we're really limited on what we can do to address behavioral issues. I don't think a lot of people really realize how limited we are. I mean, we can't, we can never touch children. We can't yell at them. We can't, just do certain things. So a lot of teachers, what they're trying to do is they're constantly trying to promote positive reinforcement, to promote positive behavior, things like that. They bring in incentives in the classroom to just promote a positive environment. And that's really all that we can do to try to curb those behaviors. The other thing that I do in my classroom is I really establish in whatever grade I'm working in communication between my students. So when I see that there is an issue where a child may have tendency issues to bully, what I have them do is to communicate their feelings. And I've even had on the flip side students who were prone to bullying, who have been the subject of bullying from other students, even in other grades, things like that. And so what I've done is I've pulled them aside, I've talked to their families, and I've informed them, your child has been picked on this week or whatever the case.
Yeah.
And then with that, when I work with families, with that, me and the families together, what we'll do is we'll help the child build communication skills, build confidence, and really I've seen in every single case where a child has been a victim, all it has taken to really address the behavior is for the child to go to the bully and say, look, you hurt my feelings, you did this, you said this, and this hurt my feelings. When you did this, I didn't like the way it makes me feel.
Right.
And every time that I've seen that happen, the child who was bullying, usually it just kind of stops them in their tracks. Like, oh my goodness, like I had no idea.
Honey, honey, we gotta go to break. But I love everything you said. I love that you teach and that you're doing amazing things. So shout out to you.
You just keep on keeping on.
Shout out to you, honey.
All right.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
I'm going to start doing that to you.
Will you post this video up on Facebook for people to watch if they haven't seen it yet? Because I think it's important. Yeah. Every parent should watch this video of a dad making his 10-year-old son run the mile to school. Look at our music ran out. We ran out of time. What do I do now?
Now through March 17th, drop off new shoes and socks at any Chick-fil-A location to support Steelbridge's Sock and Shoe Drive. Sizes needed include men's 9 to 15, including half sizes, and women's 6 to 10, with the highest demand being 7 and 8. All sizes are needed for boys and girls. For decades, this ministry has provided long-term restoration programs for men and women through discipleship and education while meeting the immediate needs of the community. Many of the men and women seeking help in Steelbridge's programs are burdened by alcoholism and drug addiction. In the next couple of weeks, you can do something simple but so effective to bring comfort. Your donation of new shoes and socks dropped off at local Chick-fil-A restaurants will be a blessing to another. Look for details at mysteelbridge.org. Part of Mission to Mexico, sponsored by TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Star 88, and KNKT 107.1 FM.
Ever feel stuck in a rut? No matter how hard you try, nothing seems to change. Well, James McDonald wants you to break the cycle of defeat, so listen up.
When repentance is really happening, I am thinking differently about my sin, I am feeling differently about it, and I am forming a plan of action to make different choices going forward. And I know that I will be in front of that computer again with unaccountable time, and I know I'm going to get another paycheck, and I am making a plan so that I will not fall again. And that's repentance. All of that, thinking, feeling, and forming a plan of action.
Listen Up is a production of Walk in the Word, a ministry that's all about igniting passion in the people of God through the proclamation of truth. For Bible study resources and more, go to jamesmcdonald.com.
This is KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Star 88, New Mexico's fresh alternative.
Every swing I take and stone I throw, all the bridges that I've burned, all the new ways that I heard. You gave up and I lost track. When you love someone, you don't look back. It don't matter who's at fault, nothing matters now at all. I might have said too much, I might have said too much. Burning through my fingertips, burning everything I kiss. All the memories that you live in, just another door that I'm closing in a hall that's infinite, but at least I can admit it. I might have said too much, I might have said too much.
If you could say something about the show, what would you say? Go ahead. Just give us a little promo.
You know, I would find it intellectually stimulating on multiple levels. Of course, there's the theological level that brings in some biblical truth, and then the sociological level that really brings together a broad swath of our individuals within our community. And then, of course, you can never bring or rule out the psychological level, where you guys penetrate deep into a variety of topics such as comic books and others. And when you're talking about the theological, sociological, and psychological, you could never leave out the biological. Because Steve-O is always using his fingers to play games. And the biological is an important facet of what you guys do as radio DJs.
Thank you. I couldn't have said it better myself.
It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, well, it's amazing, and I love it.
Love you too. Love you. Welcome to the show, everybody. Live from the Dreamstar remodeled at Star 88 Studios. Good morning. Kids, get to school. The bell's going to ring. Coming up, Buck's going to be joining us at the studio. Quality Tam coming up at 9. You guys can chime in, be a part of the conversation this morning. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. Go subscribe. Star 88 FM on Facebook and YouTube. Star 88 FM. All right, well, let's get into some more headlines before it gets a little rowdy in here.
It's about to get cray-cray, yo. I'm serious laughing, guy. Woo! Speaking of crazy. When you're from the land of Great Britain, you don't have to spell check. You're British.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
You're crazy.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just British. Case in point, Emma Watson. She's from Harry Potter. People love Hermione Granger. You know what they don't love? Okay, I'm done.
What's airy fodder? What's that?
Harry Potter? She's from Harry Potter. She played Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter series. And on Sunday, she played advocate for women everywhere.
Okay.
Activist.
All right.
Woman of the Year! Emma Watson sported her new Time's Up tattoo on her forearm.
Nice. Old English?
Old English, no. She simply sported a tattoo that said Time's Up. Only one problem. Even in Great Britain, there are apostrophes.
Oh, no.
Guys, she forgot the apostrophe. Yeah. Yeah, she had a tattoo on her forearm that read Time's Up. I think the music's skipping. To be fair, praise the Lord, it was just a temporary tattoo. We did learn that.
Oh.
Thank God.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly, it's temporary. She still got the message across. She was sporting her Time's Up tattoo on her forearm. The black cursive tat was supposed to, ladies, we are united! Time's up! Except she forgot the apostrophe, so it was Time's Up, but like times up. Time's up. Time's up?
Like the New York Times up?
Like times. Not time is up. Times up?
Up.
Yeah, it's okay. We're
That's
all
fine.
human. We've all made
We
spelling
all know what it
errors.
meant.
Not necessarily all of us have tried to do that at, say, like the biggest stage of them all when you're an actor, the Oscars, and misspell it. However, this point taken.
It makes me feel better that it wasn't a real tattoo.
It makes me feel a lot better because when the reports first came out, they had stated it was a permanent tattoo. And I'm like, why would she do that? Why would she do that? There's no way. Sure enough, it is just a temporary tattoo.
Why would you have comic book characters all over your left arm?
Oh.
I wouldn't do that.
Well, you're not me.
I'm not you.
We
You're
all-
not.
we all make
you're
different
not
choices.
Emma.
I'll make different choices. Speaking of making different choices, remember the other day when we had a member of the Starmy chime in talking about getting that like Infinity?
Oh, we got the car?
He got the car.
That's a beautiful car,
He just sent us a picture of the car.
But what a fail. What a fail. We tried to warn you, man. So don't come back in about a year.
Okay.
When that thing starts breaking down
Why are
on you.
yelling at him? Don't yell at him.
Sorry, I'm
yell
kind
at
of being a dad right now. I apologize.
So, yeah.
It's a beautiful car, though.
I'm sorry.
It's good call.
So Jarrett chimed in and said, you know what bugs me about the Emma Watson tattoo thing? I bet 90% of the people laughing at her about misspelling it don't even know the difference between there, and there, and just need to shut up.
I just learned that like 2 years ago.
Okay. I'm telling you right now, it's still important whether or not these people know. Apostrophes matter. They can make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, that's right. Make or break, man. Make or break.
Anyways, moving on.
Do you ever, can you remember the last thing that you learned where you couldn't believe that you just now at almost 40 years old learned how to do it or learned that that's how it happens?
What?
I think it was about a year ago. I had learned it takes a rooster to make a baby chick. Like I thought that literally when they pooped out an egg, I thought that was pretty much it, man. I thought that
And someday maybe you'll learn that they don't poop out eggs.
See, I don't even know the whole process.
So you thought that when a hen laid an egg, period, the end, no matter what, there was a chicken inside of it?
Yeah, I just kind of figured there was a chicken inside, and then I didn't realize it. Well, I mean, no, it takes two to tango, but I didn't know how that whole process worked. I always thought every egg had a chance at becoming a baby chick.
Topic for the morning show. Guys, what did you learn as a grown-up that you should have learned in preschool?
I was never taught how that whole process worked. I'm 36 years old, and I learned about it.
Speaking of learning processes, I've never learned how to do that. Pluralized. Our dear friend who bought the Infinity was totally persuaded into getting gap insurance, so his payment went up even more.
Oh, well. We should have given our cell phone numbers.
Tried.
We tried.
We tried to tell him. Stop telling us things about your payment.
What is it,
You
like
got
$400
duped
now?
again.
What is it, like $400? Is that what you're paying now?
He'll never stop getting duped.
Ugh.
Dex, I tried. I'm trying to be a good parent, and he's not listening to me.
So, you know what? He's got to make those bad decisions, those bad choices. That's the only way he's going to grow. It's the only way he's going to learn from his mistakes. That's how we learned.
Remember this time he said, yes, at 26, I always thought Forrest was spelled with 2 R's until this year.
Wow.
Forrest.
It kind of feels like it should be spelled with 2 R's.
No,
now
it
that I
should
think
not.
about it, when I look at Forrest, that doesn't look like the right way.
No, that's the right way to spell
I don't
Forrest.
know, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I love how you're not even confident you're going to Google it.
No, I was thinking of Forrest Gump.
Oh, okay.
Because the name is with 2 R's. I'm going to confuse them. The name Forest is with 2 R's. Forest, a place with trees and such, is 1 R. So technically you're not wrong if you're talking about a human being.
Good morning.
Good morning. I got something that I was pretty happy to find out in my late 20s. We were at a party with my wife, and I said, "Oh, look at this. These hot dog buns are pre-cut." And she looked at me very strangely, and I said, "Yeah, they got pre-cut hot dog buns." Well, all my life I had been tearing into them from the other side. And I mean, I'm not, I'm a fairly intelligent person, I guess, or,
Amazing.
I was average intelligence. But yeah, I was pretty stoked to find that these fancy people had pre-cut hot dog buns.
Wow. Oh, man. That's
Wow.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yep.
Oh, God bless you.
Thanks for sharing that,
All
man.
right. You guys have a wonderful afternoon.
It's good.
Our girl Darla said, I just learned that you're supposed to drain your hot water heater every year, and I'm handy. You're supposed to drain your hot water heater every year? No, I'm being serious. That's a real thing.
I've never heard of that, ever. I've never heard that you have to do that.
I've never heard of that either.
I'm Googling that right
Darla,
now.
I've never heard of that. You just taught me something in my 30s. You have to drain your hot water heater? Somebody else said, wait. You guys just mentioned something I've never heard of. What is gap insurance?
Oof.
Gap insurance is an optional insurance coverage for newer cars that can be added to your collision insurance policy. It's basically to pay the difference. Like, say you owe $12,000 on your car, but your car's only worth like $7,000.
Or it
you
gets
get gap
stolen or
insurance,
something.
and so all of a sudden it's like, boom, car's destroyed.
Yeah.
It's totaled. We're gonna give you $7,000. Ooh, but you owe 12, and then they say, gap insurance. We're covering the
filling
rest.
in the gap.
Yeah, that also means if you need gap insurance, you bought the wrong car!
Mm-hmm.
Why did you buy a car that's only worth $7,000, but you owe $12,000? I'm gonna punch something hard. We tried to tell you.
Again,
Yelling.
man. Again, he's got to make those bad choices.
He's a grown-up.
He's a grown-up, man. We were the same way. We
Somebody said
bought
next,
the cool car.
Next, your friend will learn that it's just a water heater, not a hot water heater. It's a water heater that heats up, so you don't have to call it the hot water heater. It's just a water heater. Oh, no.
Oh.
Dude, TROUBLE just walked in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nope.
So I was at the grocery store the other day, and I saw the original flavor of Doritos, the taco flavor.
Yeah.
In the retro-looking bag, and I looked at it and I said, "Mom, look, they have taco-flavored Doritos." And she goes, "Eric, that's the original flavor of Doritos." And I looked at her and I said, "What a time to be alive!" And the rest of the people in the aisle looked at me like I was some
Oh my
nut
gosh.
job.
That's amazing. That's good, man. How old are you?
I'm 18, so.
Okay, it's not that bad. You haven't been around that long, so, I was almost 40 when I figured out how the whole egg thing worked. That's bad.
Yeah.
Well, Dex, I'll try not to follow in your footsteps. So.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power.
Have a great day.
You too. Britt Romney is here, everybody. Britt Romney.
Our boy Seth is chiming in on Facebook saying, "Who is that hot chick in the background?"
Hey, honey.
Okay. Yeah, except what if he didn't know it was you and he was actually like hitting on the hot chick in the background?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
He wouldn't do that.
He wouldn't do that because Seth's one of the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the good ones. Welcome to the show, Britt Romney.
Hi, guys. Can I
2020.
turn this down?
Yeah, just
short.
You can move it however you want. I mean, it's your world.
I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh no.
Get him.
I didn't hear traffic this morning.
We don't do traffic.
We haven't done traffic in like a month.
You're the first person.
To the show.
You're the first
literally-
person that brought it up. Nobody's brought it up since we got rid of weather and
We
traffic.
got rid of weather. Now everybody's gonna go, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
weather, traffic, and the time we haven't done in almost a
I'm
month.
never out this early.
Clear that throat.
And so I'm like driving on the freeway. I'm like, what the heck? There is so much traffic.
Yeah, welcome to
That was
normal
fun.
life for everybody else.
Yeah,
guess
we're
so.
West
Stay at
Siders
home.
that don't have to deal with Paseo because we wake up way too early, or we're just stay-at-home moms that are lazy. I'm just kidding. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
no, seriously.
Don't
well, Seth
hurt me.
leaves to work at like 5:30, dude. So he there's nobody on the freeway.
You know you can pull up your GPS and look at the traffic.
Well, yeah, I knew that, but I was too busy getting breakfast.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Which, by the way, you guys have to thank Seth for this.
Oh, Seth, thank
love
you.
Seth.
I know, I was a horrible wife last night.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're ready for this. We're ready. We heard tell that you actually you are not quick to admit mistake. Usually,
Who said that?
being pregnant. I don't know. I learned it from osmosis. being near
I'm
you.
quick. I asked for forgiveness right away. No, the next morning. So I like text Seth this morning. I'm like, yeah, I was a horrible wife last night. I got a little upset at him, and then I didn't cook him dinner.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
So you
I know.
let me get this straight. So you guys got into a fight or an argument.
tiff?
No, this is how it started. Okay, we had a staff meeting at church yesterday.
Okay.
And so I get there, and dude, Jacob, he
Your
tested
little
my
one.
salvation yesterday. Like, he was like on one. Like, every time I'd get on the phone, he started screaming. Like, he knew, dude, that sin issue, I swear, it's real.
Did you make him run a mile?
I
mile?
almost thought about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, get out of your car seat. Get out right now. Unbuckle that car seat. Anyway, so I'm at staff meeting, and then, Seth and Corey, they're like all into their computers because they're like trying to get something done. And Seth is like, he gets super focused. Where like me, I'm like all over the place. I like start one thing and then I'm all, ooh, bird, squirrel. And so Jacob's like running all over the place. And my friend Missy's like, no, just let him. He's fine. I'm like, dude, he's like tearing up, the office. So I'm trying to like make sure to control him. And Seth's just chilling on his computer. And I'm like,
Typical guy.
yeah. So
Okay.
I was like, you
it's
know
a
what?
toddler. Let him roam free.
Exactly. Well,
What's he hurting? Oh no! I just got like dead eyes.
Dude, he had pencils
gonna cut a
almost by
fool.
his eye.
Oh,
like,
okay. See, that's
hey, he's got to
different.
learn those lessons, man.
Oh, okay.
he's like spinning on a chair. He's like doing it over and over again. He was like being
Hey, but
that
if he
kid.
fell off, he would learn not to do that again.
Well, I was like, that's it. I'm done. I like packed up my stuff. I'm like, I'm leaving.
Yep.
Missy's like, are you sure? I'm all, yes, I'm leaving.
Yes, I
Okay,
am sure.
so you're mad at your husband. So then
because you
So
can't.
I
when he
left.
came home from work,
Oh, I wasn't
just
there.
waiting for that dinner on the
I
table.
I was not
there
home
was
after.
nothing. What?
When he got home from staff meeting, I was not there. I went to
my
his parents and hung out all night.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, you guys. And then I came home.
Dude.
I came home at like 8:30 because Jacob's bedtime's at 8, and I was like, I'm gonna stay a little longer.
You're also a testimony of pregnant hormones, yo.
I know,
like,
but let me tell
are
you,
through and through.
no. I felt. Let me tell you guys. So I got home and he's like, "Oh, you didn't go grocery shopping?" I'm like, "No."
Oh,
I'm like, I was
snap.
tired, and then he's
Seth's
like,
been working
he's
all
like,
day.
Yeah, all day, dude. I know, guys. I feel bad. Stop. The Holy Spirit's already convicted me. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. So no, I didn't say sorry. I went to my room and I like put on a movie and I'm like sitting there, and then he like doesn't come in the room, and I'm like, well, where is he?
Why isn't he coming in? You're playing games, Britt.
I know. Oh,
Stop that right now. If you can learn to stop playing
know.
games
No,
right
no.
now.
People need to hear this, especially our single Starmy friends who think they want to get into a relationship. I'm like, this is real life,
this
bro.
is real life.
This
Like,
is how it really
For
happens.
instance, the girl I remember last week, she was like, "Oh, I feel so lonely." I'm like, "Dude, that doesn't stop. Like, you have to learn how to be content in yourself." So, anyways, dude, yeah, I felt bad. So I go into the living room. I'm like, "Well, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm reading." I'm all, "You don't want to read in the room?" He's all, "You turned the lights off to watch a movie."
See,
So,
look at
anyways,
you.
I know. So I went to bed, and then this morning, dude, I was so convicted. I felt so bad. I'm like, "Gosh, I didn't feed my husband last night. Who does
He's
that?"
starving right now. He's probably so hungry.
No, he's a pretty big
Is he
dude,
saying
man.
anything
He's
on
like, no.
Oh, see, he's seeming good. Had I been on
he's
there,
still backing you up, even through it all, because people are talking about how they need to start. Bill says we need to start a GoFundMe for Britt so she can get some jeans without holes in them.
okay, it's so funny, dude. Like, that is so Bill's era. Because, like, my grandpa, every time he sees me, he's like, "Isn't your husband an engineer and you can't afford pants?"
Exactly.
Oh
That's
my
that generation of people. Like, seriously, that shows your age, Bill. And holes are totally back in now. So, just saying.
Yeah, unless you work
Chicken
here, in
nuggets.
which case it's in our dress code. You cannot have holes in your jeans.
I see a couple.
Shut up, woman!
Yeah, I was gonna say most of your
Chip?
I do not. I'll tell you right now. When that hit, I was so bummed because I still to this. I don't own a pair of jeans without holes in them. Like, sorry, y'all. That's how I roll. Welcome to 90s kid.
Do you wear the same jeans every day to work?
No.
He has like 3 or 4 pairs.
No. Okay, so this pair of jeans is my favorite pair of jeans.
I have some of those.
And so I have 3 pair of this exact jean.
The exact same style?
Yep. 3 pair. Favorite. So I'll circulate between these 3 for a solid week or so.
Well, that's good. Well, anyway, so yeah, that's why you guys.
Don't you judge me? You're judging me? Listen, miss, I didn't feed my husband dinner last night. You're judging me over jeans?
Oh. So anyways, this morning I was like, you know what? He loves chorizo burritos. I'm going to go get him a burrito.
Aww.
I know. So
does he know this already, though? Or are
that
you
he's getting a
ruining the
burrito?
surprise?
No. He knows.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, dude, you're like on radio
And I'm
ruining everything.
I'm curious, whose donut is this?
Okay.
You never ate that?
No, I was saving it for dessert.
Doesn't that look like the best donut you've ever seen?
Okay, hold on.
does,
Hold
but-
on, preggers. Are you allowed to rock that much sugar? Because I'll tell you right now, I'll
not good for
trade
the
you a
baby.
burrito for
No,
that donut.
dude. Okay, let's
That's
go
the
back
most
to
delicious donut
evidence,
I've ever had in my life.
Evidence A.
Okay.
24 cookies he brings, like an illegal substance, and then wants to judge me when I wanted a crepe yesterday, which,
That's
by the way, I
true.
went and got.
You did?
Yeah,
Good
because
for you.
I didn't hear anybody knock at my door at 11:30.
Good for you. Sometimes you just got to go and do it.
Britt, you can have that salted
No, I
caramel
don't.
donut. It is the
Oh,
best
salted
donut
caramel?
I've ever had in my life. I'm not even being funny. They made it
No.
from scratch at Solomon's Porch here on campus, and
I'm
it's
not
the
really a
best
donut person.
What?
Yeah.
I'm
Fired.
not like a pastry person.
Just give it 7 minutes. You're pregnant.
I know. Every time I look at it, I'm like, it's kind of looking a little better.
It's-
Every time that I turn
Listen, do you
around.
want your baby to be addicted to sugar when it's born?
Okay.
We need to have a conversation about this. It's a drug.
I know that.
Are we allowed to talk about the fact that y'all are still confused now about like
The gender?
yes?
I know.
Listen.
Oh, yes.
We were
That
talking
is
about
good.
this on air. Y'all were like, "Oh, we did the special thing, and we went and we
The
got like the
sneak peek
blood.
gender.
We
They
did the
like-
blood work thing, and so we
They looked
know
at the chromosomes.
that we know, and this is like stupid expensive,
Yeah.
so it's like crazy accurate. And then you went and got an ultrasound. Could you tell us the results of that ultrasound, please?
Yeah, so Seth and I, we go to this ultrasound and, you know, she's like doing anything. She's like, oh, the baby looks great. Awesome heartbeat. And we're like, yeah, he looks awesome. She's like, oh, are you just calling it a he because, you know, you guys want it to be a boy? We're like,
What? No, we spent stupid amounts of money. Have you seen my nails?
The result-
Clearly, we can afford it.
the results would say that that's no, but seriously, no, we didn't pay for this. So anyways, yeah. So I'm like, oh no, we like got the gender DNA done. And she's like, oh, that's awesome. She's like, good, well, let's take a look. Well, mind you, at 12 weeks, Jaken's potty shot, he was there. Let me tell you, like it was very,
boy.
oh, all boy. Like there was
They're
no
not even
denying
showing
it.
it all.
Not yet.
Crazy
Kind
how
of.
they.
Okay.
Have a little bit.
No way.
Okay, so and then she's like looking and she's like, and we're like,
I wish I could have been there just for the poor like ultrasound technician to like deliver this. Oh my gosh.
and then she asks because Jaken's with us, dude, and she's like, so when did you guys, you know, find out he was a boy? I'm like, oh, I think at 12 weeks. That's like, yeah, right away. She's like, I'm like, what's going on between those legs? Like, are you? So she's looking, dude, she looked for like 10 or 15 minutes. She's like, all I have to say is don't go and buy boy stuff yet. I'm like,
Dude,
right? We weren't planning on it because we were just going to use Jaken's stuff. We're not getting new stuff.
Yeah.
He's a boy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we don't know, guys. A couple more weeks.
Or do you know and you're just in denial that you're actually having a girl?
Those ultrasound pictures are pretty good.
I mean, they're pretty accurate. And if they couldn't find anything, I'm just saying.
He was being a little wiggly, though.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Well,
You're still
I
calling
don't
it a
know.
he. Interesting. This child's going to have some wicked gender problems.
No. Oh, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Get
Whoa.
the anointing oil. We're not going to accept that.
Preach it.
Gosh.
Dude, you and Missy, man, they're rebuking. One time, we were on a double date, and our friend Missy, my sister-in-law, I'm calling her out because she's totally on Facebook Live right now. We were watching trailers before our movie. This is like the first time Chrissy and I double dated with her sister and Tom, her husband. And a trailer came on for a horror movie, and Missy stood up in the middle of the movie theater and started rebuking the evilness of the trailer. In the
I
name
love
of Jesus.
her.
And I'm sitting there in the
She
movie
is my
theater
spirit
just like,
animal.
You guys AG?
I couldn't shrink.
Plead the
I
fifth.
couldn't shrink any lower into the ground.
Yep.
It was like,
I grew up.
oh man.
I grew up
Hey,
with people
no,
doing
dude,
that
How
all
do
the
you
time.
rebuke the rebuker?
So the other day, Seth's like,
Pentecostal.
let me tell you. So we kind of jam out to some like hard stuff, right? So, which by the way, Jaken is rolling around in the car now and he's all, rah, 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 rah. I'm all, what are you turning into? So
A dinosaur.
Seth has
He's a
this music
dinosaur.
on.
Don't rebuke him. Do not rebuke
Let
him.
me tell you. So he has this band on that I've never heard of before, and I'm like, have you looked at the lyrics?
Okay.
And he's like, I just like the music. I'm like, oh,
I don't listen to
Dude, this woman.
I grab my phone. I'm like, let's look up the lyrics.
Oh my gosh.
And it's all darkness into the abyss, and I'm all, oh no, in the
That's
name
biblical.
of Jesus,
That's
in the
biblical.
name of
That's
Jesus.
biblical, Britt.
No, that is not the way
If
that.
this doesn't tell everyone right now that Seth is like the best dude in the world, I'm just saying.
So I'm
he
like,
puts up
I'm
with
like,
some.
So I tell him, I'm all, Seth, would we want our children listening to this kind of music?
Oh,
and he's
my
like,
gosh.
he's driving, he's all, well, I mean,
Oh.
how old are they? I'm like, no, dude, in the name of Jesus, we cannot listen to this band. This is like Slayer. Like, you need to change
Hold on,
this.
Brett. Hold on a second. Let's back it up because I feel like you're being pretty hypocritical. You're being very hypocritical because
She's like, in the name of Jesus, I rebuked it. You take this devil music off and put some wholesome music like Biggie Smalls
Hold on.
or Tupac
Hold
on.
I have proof
What?
and evidence that I was listening to your story yesterday on Instagram. And what were you listening to? Huh? What band? The Used. And I know in that song, they have some specific language in that
let me
song.
tell you. No, this is the funny part. It was
Hypocrite!
Seth was
Let me
listening
tell you.
to Under
Okay,
Oath.
okay, listen, let me
You were
tell you.
giving
You're
him
right.
a hard time over Under Oath. Okay,
Just
I
for
can't.
all our listeners, this is why it's so important to have Christian community so they hold you accountable. Because
Take the plank out of your eye.
this is the funny thing, though. Okay, we're after church. Our nephew came with us in our car to go eat breakfast, and so Seth and I are like listening to music. I'm like, oh, The Used, I love this song. And like right next to it's all explicit. I'm like, oh yeah. And so I'm like trying to think. I'm like, where in the lyric is it? So we're like, I start the song and I'm all, oh, it's right here. I'm like turning down the volume because I'm like, my nephew's gonna be like.
Chrissy is this DJ of a person. She has like satellite radio, so she'll be like in the car and we'll be driving, and anytime there's like a cuss word, she's like a finger on the mute button,
Me
just
too,
like
dude.
muting
Me
everything. And I'm
too.
like, this is weird.
I
like,
know, Seth
she'll like
hates
edit
it.
everything, and I'm just like, okay, that's cool, but you're still listening to the song. Awesome.
I know.
Because then the boys want to go listen to it and catch the video on YouTube, and there's no mama there to mute those words.
Yeah, exactly.
So
What is this?
yeah. That is the bullseye that was ripped in half by axe throwing.
Oh.
Dex and I went axe throwing at Battle Axe Room here in Albuquerque. And we got pretty good at it, so much so that we shredded the bullseye.
I don't even know why it's in here.
Broke it in half.
What are we going to do with it?
I don't know. That's kind of scary. There's like,
okay.
Yeah, you could really hurt
Don't
yourself.
rebuke it.
Where's my anointing oil?
Rebuke it. Rebuke it.
Actually, if
Hey,
you
I
if you
felt
put
like
anointing oil on that wood, it might have like a nice finish to it.
I was kind of feeling something weird going on here, so that's why I wanted to ask.
Glad we brought our medium friend in here.
Jeez.
Brett,
no, I'm not that bad. but-
You're not.
You are.
Gosh, Britt Romney, guys, amazing. I'm glad you're here.
What are we gonna do with
Yeah,
you?
me too.
What are we gonna do?
We're
with
gonna kick her
Seth?
out so that she can go see Seth, and then we're gonna bring in
I
we're gonna bring in
know. I
Buck.
can't wait to see him.
Okay. Well, thank you for bringing. us
Everybody
food.
is
You guys are
stoked that
welcome.
you're here. By the way,
Oh, and I just want to say too, like, do you guys think I'm a princess? Look, Mr. I can't have a tortilla.
Okay.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, 'cause
Britt
I don't
texted
like
me
drugs.
earlier, and she's like, "Hey, I want to bring you guys burritos. Just do something nice for you.
I
What about
love you,
Princess
Britt.
Dex? Is he allowed to?" And he's like, "I'll take a bowl, please. No tortilla."
He's like,
bad.
make sure that the eggs are cooked extra well,
Yeah.
please, and crispy potatoes and
Thank
extra
you.
green chili on the side.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. I'm like, just give me something wrapped in a tortilla. I don't even care what's inside. I'll eat it all. I love me some food.
Brett
I'll
Romney,
eat
everybody.
anything. I don't
Brett
care.
Romney.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Brett. All right, we got to take a quick break from the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios.
This is a fresh thought. Listen up to Levi Lusko.
I think sometimes when it comes to the new year and all of our planning for change and all of our hopes for transformation, the problem is oftentimes we think too small. A mentor of mine told me a while back that most of us underestimate what we can do in the long term, but we overestimate what we can do in the short term. That's our problem. We look at a short period of time and we think we can do so much in the short term. And we look at a long period of time and we underestimate what we can actually accomplish if we just stick with it. Trouble is, so many of us have tragically short attention spans. And the stick-with-itness is evaporating from younger generations, millennial and younger.
For more fresh thoughts, go to LeviLusko.com. A solar flare from Charles Spurgeon. Our anxiety does not empty tomorrow of its sorrows, but only empties today of its strengths. Star 88.
I'll smile, know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down, down through the night time. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. I'll turn my head and shed a tear. It's never the right time. Yeah, I'll put my armor on, show you how strong I am. I'll put my armor on, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm running with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Break down, only alone I'll cry out loud. You'll never see what's hiding out deep down. Yeah, I know further to let your feelings show. It's the only way to make friendships grow. I'm too afraid now. Yeah, I put my arm around, show you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm running with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident.
Louis Giglio from his message, King or Pawn.
Nebuchadnezzar took the people, the best of the people of Jerusalem, captive in Babylon. And we see this in the history of God's people. They will call out to him in mercy, and he will relent. They will walk away from him in pride, and he will break them and put them in bondage until again they cry out for mercy, and then he relents. This is the history of the people of God, and frankly, it's my history, and it's your history. We cry out for mercy, and God moves in power. We walk in pride, and we end up again in bondage. And then we cry out for mercy, and God relents in power. And this is how humanity chooses to do life, apart from the Spirit of God, who leads us to a different way of life.
That's Louis Giglio with a Star 88 PowerPoint.
What's going on in the news today?
Trump says he still wants to impose tariffs on imported steel and aluminum, and neighboring nations are included.
No, we're not backing down. Mexico, we've had a very bad deal with Mexico, a very bad deal with Canada. It's called NAFTA.
Benjamin Netanyahu praised Mr. Trump for the decision to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
This was a historic proclamation.
Special counsel Robert Mueller reportedly demanding all communications between an unnamed witness and 9 members of Donald Trump's inner circle and Mr. Trump himself. No subpoena for Mr. Trump yet.
Former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg is now a special envoy on climate action for the United Nations.
And Aspen Klein wanted a Frappuccino. She headed to a Starbucks drive-thru to get one in Anthem, Arizona. Was denied service. Happened to be riding a horse at the time. The Starbucks says the drive-thru is for cars only.
Police arresting a 47-year-old man, Terry Bryant. Police believe he's the one who stole Frances McDormand's Best Actress Oscar at one of the after parties, and police say that Bryant did have a ticket to get into that event.
Tell you how great. Good morning.
They're so good.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the program, and welcoming to the world famous Dex and Steve-O show.
I'm gonna have you cease and desist that because we have a trademark on that.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Go ahead and start over.
Okay. Welcoming to the greatest show on earth.
Yeah, you're going to have to cease and desist that as well because Barnum and Bailey will give you a cease and desist.
Yeah. Are you ready to?
Don't say it. Now you're really going to get sued.
Yeah, okay. Buck is here, guys.
He makes millions of dollars a year
Actually,
suing people for that.
Couldn't Bruce already say something because "Are you ready?" Isn't that his thing? No.
Bruce
Michael.
says it's time. Michael says, "Are you ready?"
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, that's his thing. Yeah, I made $50 million last year.
Yep.
I'm suing people. Buck is here, everybody.
Yep.
My old co-host, Buck and Dex show.
We did it. We said his name too many times.
He's here.
All right, Beetlejuice. Hey, I like that shirt.
Thank you.
Looking good.
So what's the deal? Is it the itch? Is it just you need to just have one foot in still? You just can't let it go?
I can leave right now.
No.
I can go.
It's not what I meant.
This guy, gosh.
See, you're so sensitive.
I'm not sensitive. If you don't want me here, I'll split.
I want
it's cool.
you here. You're missing what I'm saying because they always say when you have it in your blood, you just can't let it go. And I'm just wondering does this kind of fulfill the need of, that radio itch, that bug that you have?
I don't know that I really have the radio bug. I mean, it's something that I've enjoyed, but it's more the people.
The people.
Yeah.
Yeah, jerk. It's the people. Stop. He wants to hang out with us, and you're like, so why are you here?
That's not
like. What do you
really?
Yeah. All right.
Really? No, I want you here.
Oh, look.
I
Siri
want you here.
Copied all this. I've
we
got
have
a
it
record
all down.
now.
He's got record of it all.
You're recording
I-
this?
Thank you.
I want you
You just
here.
can't leave right now. You need to have another foot in because you have the radio bug to me something.
Grabs a hold of me tightly.
Float like a harpoon daily and nightly? Amazing.
You're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Why don't you
you're just
clarify
not
it then
saying
there?
it
Let me
right.
clarify it. I was just because we were talking about it this morning because Steve-O is the one who brings it up. Like you say his name 3 times and he shows up, and almost like calling you a Matt Gentry. I never said that. I never said that.
No,
I never said that.
Now you're just like woo, digging. Hold on, guys. I'm almost there.
So I said to Steve-O, I go, you know what? I bet it's just one of those things. It's like when you're in radio, you get this bug, and it's like you just kind of have to.
It's okay to have that
And
bug.
that's
You know,
fine.
for
There's nothing
me,
wrong with
honestly, it doesn't
love
matter
radio.
because this is one of the things that I was blessed and fortunate enough to do for a really long time.
Yeah.
For 22 years, and honestly, I could take it or leave it. I mean, I really could. Because this doesn't define who I am as a person. This is just something that I did to provide for my family, and in the process, met a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
Steve-O.
Thanks.
Wow.
It's true.
I mean, we had
This
a
is
lot of
true.
good times together.
I mean,
a lot
but
of
here's the
bad
thing:
times.
oddly enough, you guys met through work. It was like a forced thing.
Yeah,
and
that's
and
We
Buck
met through
and I,
church.
We met through
true.
and like friendship, and I
know,
go watch the
you're
fights at his
the reason he got
house,
saved.
and-
It's great.
I mean, well, I wouldn't say I'm the reason. I would say that the
kinda-
Holy
that
Spirit
would be
guided him.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so, but I was the
You brought-
human.
you brought him to
catalyst.
Christ.
No,
You
not
brought
even
him
a
to
little
Christ.
Bit. No,
It was
I
all
did
you,
not.
man.
No, I did not.
When
Not
you're in
even a little
heaven,
bit.
you're going to see
He
all the
had
ripple
already,
effect from Buck.
Like, he had already made up his mind. He had already, boom, in and of himself, and just wanted to hang out with somebody that he knew was also walking that journey, and who had been a part of this.
I feel like I'm not here right now.
And so it had nothing to do with that. He was like, man, who's the
And I know
friend in my
Tam
life
feels.
that I know that just like lives it and walks it and since he hung out with you every day and knew clearly you had no grasp of it, he was like,
very
I need
true,
to find
actually.
another friend.
Actually, we went through some pretty heavy stuff together. Steve-O and I did
We did.
some counseling stuff. And,
We did.
Yeah.
You went to counseling with him?
We went through a lot.
Why didn't we ever
together.
go to counseling together?
So
I mean,
You just didn't care enough, I guess.
Yeah.
not. I mean,
you gotta put in the time to do the crime.
Oh, wow.
You gotta pay the lime. I can't remember how it goes.
You should just stop that. We talked about that at 6:45 this morning.
It's true. We did. Mountain Standard Time.
Yes, Mountain Standard Time. We talked about that at 45 minutes after the hour early this morning.
Listen, we don't do that anymore. There are things that we used to do, Buck, that we don't do anymore. And you have to accept that.
Hey, XE4TI says, morning, guys, love your station.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's good.
I mean, it's our station.
It's not my station. I'm just.
Yeah. So there you go.
Apparently, I'm just an intruder.
No, it's
according
not
to
what we
Dex.
said. No, okay.
No,
that's
it's not what Steve-O said.
You're like centered. You're centered perfectly on our YouTube channel, and because of that, we have 55 people watching right now. It doubled. So I'm just saying. YouTube.com/star88FM. Get there, subscribe to our channel, and check it out.
Our Facebook page is kind of going down.
It's dropping. It's dropping.
Is it really?
Less than half the amount of people.
Don't you? How many people do you have usually on Facebook?
40, maybe. It's down right
Derek
now.
wants to know, what are you doing there, Steve-O? Because
Oh.
Buck and Dex are back in the
Oh,
morning.
okay.
So
I could go, but
I can go too.
I am also.
you know what? I
How
can go
about
too.
you and I go?
We'll go to breakfast.
You know what? I'll go too.
You know what
No.
I was thinking? I've always wanted to do that. I want to go get a milkshake for breakfast.
Oh,
A milkshake
Sounds amazing.
for
and I'll
breakfast.
put my straw in your milkshake.
Just a
Sorry.
small one. It's a mini milkshake.
Yeah. Should we talk about your large panties that you talked about yesterday?
What?
You remember the ad that popped up? You said you had this large panty ad.
Okay, I didn't say anything about
Okay.
Yes, you
panties.
did.
I didn't say panties.
Yes, you did.
You can play it back.
Play it
Go ahead
back.
and play it back.
I will. I'll play it back right now.
Dexter, I love you, man.
I'm going to tell you right now.
When did you
I did
become
not
the
say
odd
the
one
word
in this
panty.
relationship?
You know what? I didn't say it. It was Buck. I'll bring it up right now. I think I've entitled it.
We were talking about Instagram ads.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And I believe right around here.
I guess
Hold
it's
on.
just who he
Hold on.
definitely does not. And then
Hold on.
and then
Wait a second. Our
we
website?
need million web hits, yeah, and we did it. We crushed it, actually.
Right here. Oh, wait. There it is right there. There it is. You ready?
Be shorts.
There you go. Back it up a little bit.
Well, our
We
website?
need million web hits, yeah, and we did it. We crushed it, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, why did I get an ad for chubby shorts?
Okay. Chubby shorts.
That's
Big
what they were called,
panties.
chubbies.
That's the same thing.
that is literally not anything. Like.
That's nothing about panties.
Dex needs to get some sleep, man. This guy, I worry about him. His schedule.
He stays up all night watching Netflix.
Yes.
Don't judge me.
We're not judging you.
You
We
need to
care
take your
about you.
TV out of your room.
You are that
Bill
child
Peterson,
right now that is
take
getting
his TV.
disciplined
He's
and like,
grounded.
yeah.
What would I do?
And you just don't hear us.
But
We're
then I'd
coming
watch
from
it
a
on my
place of
phone. I don't know.
love.
How about read a book?
Or sleep.
But I lay there and I can't go to sleep.
So read a book. Calm your mind down.
Tried that. It doesn't work.
How about you do some push-ups?
Then that'll make me more awake.
Actually, that's a lie. It doesn't make you more awake. I've been doing that at night. I have the stupid Apple Watch, and it always tracks my heart rate, and it's like, did you stand at least 12 hours this day? Did you get 30 minutes of exercise in? How many calories did you burn? And you get these rings, and I kid you not, I found myself at night, if I haven't closed my rings, I'll do a quick workout before bed, and then I am out.
Really?
It's like, oh, I need 6 more minutes of exercise. All right. And I'll do like 10 push-ups, 10 pull-ups, 10 sit-ups, and then 15, and then until I get it.
All right,
and then I'm like,
He's doing burpees by his bed.
I'm not even joking.
Wow.
Christy's usually in bed with a magazine just watching me, and I'm like, I'll never quit. I'll never quit. I'm
Wow.
serious.
Okay. I'll give it
And
a
then
shot.
I knock out, dude. Yeah.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
What you can't do is shower, because then that wakes you up and
Yeah.
refreshes you.
That's true.
You just go to bed stinky. You can do it.
All right. I'm fine with that.
You do it every day.
Every day. Once a week. That's my...
No, I mean you go to bed stinky every day.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys can chime in 505-585-LIVE if you want to text into the show. You can also call us. Phone lines are open. 505-338-3700. Did you subscribe to our YouTube channel yet, Buck? I need you to do that right now.
No.
Accountability. Let's do this.
Yeah, we need it.
If you're going to be here, you got to be on
Don't
the
tell me
YouTube.
what to do.
Okay.
People talk about how much they love and support the show, but the truth is, if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, you have not fully supported
Yeah,
us.
but I'm here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But while you're here, can you subscribe to our YouTube channel? YouTube.com/Star88FM.
I'll subscribe to your real estate channel.
Okay.
I don't have a real estate channel.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Wow, you're missing out, man. Missing out. What's that Trump pinata thing? I'm really curious about that.
A California school district has launched an inquiry into footage that showed students and staff members at an Orange County high school hitting a piñata designed to look like our president. Footage of the incident took place at Laguna Hills High School in the Saddleback Valley School District. It went viral after being leaked on YouTube. According to the YouTube posting, the piñata party took place during a Spanish class, though that has not been confirmed. The incident has spurred online outrage from conservatives, parents, which in turn prompted the school district to investigate this further, though officials declined to name those involved or detail the repercussions. They did say the district doesn't condone what happened. Quote, this activity was not condoned or approved by the district nor
Orange
Laguna
County
Hills
School
High School. Personal matters are confidential, and therefore it's our policy to not comment on situations involving employees. Do you want to go ahead and play that audio? Is that
No,
what you
I
wanted
think
to
it's
do?
everything you just
Okay.
said. So
A February 23rd tweet posted by someone identified as an Orange County student indicated that teachers were suspended and defended the event. Quote, 2 of our Spanish teachers were suspended as of today because of a Donald Trump piñata. We thought it was okay to use one for Quince, and our teachers did too. Apparently, it was just way too much and disgraceful, according to The Office.
yeah, but how do they know it's a Donald Trump pinata? That could be just some blonde guy with a suit on.
Okay,
That's
shut
Donald
up.
Trump.
That is
Come on.
Donald
Is it
Trump.
called the Donald Trump
That is
pinata?
President Trump.
Ask me.
It's got his
answer me
weird.
that.
It's got his weird
Doesn't
hair
matter.
comb over.
Doesn't matter.
He's doing the like Alec Baldwin
Doesn't matter.
face from Saturday Night Live. He's got the blue suit and
I'd
the red
sue
tie.
them. I'd sue him and I'd
Okay,
win
you're
because
dumb.
it's not a Donald Trump
It is
pinata.
a
It's
Donald
a pinata,
Trump
that
pinata.
looks like a businessman with blonde hair.
Okay, but let's be real about this. If a few years ago, a conservative school in Texas, because, right, so immediately it's like, oh, it's a liberal school in California. Okay, a conservative school in Texas in a Spanish class beat a President Obama piñata.
Yeah.
Dude, the world would riot because racism. So, whether you like him or don't like him, smashing a piñata with the likeness of our current president is probably not a good idea. I'm just saying. All politics aside. Right? Respect the office, regardless Supposed to. Regardless of, I don't know, man.
I wonder how many, the thing that I wonder about in this scenario, it's really like, it's almost like a black and white situation as far as not black and white as far as race, but just like, there's one side and then there's another side.
Right.
And I wonder how Christian people reconcile this, because obviously, in the book of Romans, it talks about, God puts leaders into positions where he wants them, and how do Christian people reconcile that?
Right.
If they're like hardcore, I hate Donald Trump people.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's a good question. 505-585-LIVE.
I don't want to talk politics, guys.
We're not talking politics. We're just talking about...
You're literally talking about the two things that nobody wants to talk about, which is usually religion and politics, and you're intermingling them right now, which is my least favorite thing to do.
So you're saying you don't like the Bible?
Romans 13 says no.
Oh, man.
No, but there are a few ways we could go about talking about that theologically. I get the idea behind... Romans 13, and that no one is placed in authority. Here, let's read it verbatim so that I don't just butcher Romans 13, or we could just move on.
My favorite book of the Bible.
Romans.
I love Romans.
Go ahead, recite it, Buck.
But here's the sentiment behind it: let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against God. Against what God has instituted, and those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. For rulers hold no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Do you want to be free from fear of the one in authority? Then do what is right, and you will be commended. We could keep going. We don't have to talk about this right now. We're up against the break, thank God. Thank you, Lord. Because then immediately you could contend, wait, are you saying that literally every single person that is placed into office has been put there by God, or the foundation of governing authorities in general is what God wanted? Because actually in the Old Testament, God didn't want a king. The idiot people wanted a king in Israel. And so he was like, fine, get your stupid king. And then we had Saul, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. But then it's like, well, but then did God's will get done through that? Yes, but was that who he established there? Did he put Hitler in power in Germany?
Probably. Well, yeah, I mean, according to that, it sounds like he did. And why did he do it? I mean, you think about these leaders, these dictators, and when they go into power, when you look at Pharaoh in the Exodus, why did God allow that?
Right.
Because he was going to get his glory over him.
Yeah. No, I mean...
This is a hot topic, guys. We got to take a quick break.
We'll never speak of it again. We'll
talk about it when we come back. 338-3700, call in.
Take us to break, Bob. Take us to break.
I'm Heidi, and here's what's happening. Join Calvary Church on Easter Sunday, April 1st at 7:30 a.m. at University Stadium for their annual sunrise service. Special guest Sarah Reeves will lead worship, followed by a message from Pastor Skip Heitzig. Backpacks are not permitted. Spanish translation and deaf interpretation will be available at the stadium. Additional services will be held at 9:45 and 11:30 a.m. at Calvary Albuquerque. Get there early for the Easter invasion with Dex and Stevo starting 1 hour before service. Let us know about what your church is doing for Palm Sunday, Good Friday, and Easter. You can also send us the details about any other events that are happening in your community. We'll talk about it on the air and feature it on our website. Send us all of the details to the wire at star88.fm. For more information about these events and so much more, visit star88.fm. For what's happening, I'm Heidi, and this is Star 88.
Loyalty and love. Without them, no relationship can deepen and survive.
It's love and trust. Love and trust. Those are the two ingredients essential for any personal relationship. If you violate love, the relationship disintegrates. If you violate trust, the relationship disintegrates.
Hotspot. Relating to God is not based on fear. Quite the opposite, as Skip points out.
This relationship with God is based on love, based on trust. And this relationship is a relationship that is deeply satisfying beyond words.
Find Skip's full teaching library through the Bible at connectwithskip.com. Finally, here's a sign from Jesus that points to real love.
You say you love the Lord. How do you know you love Him? What's the proof that you would love Him? Obey His commands. That's exactly what Jesus said.
Love is a choice, and that decision is the heartbeat of Christian faith.
The essence of Christian joy is when you choose to love Jesus and you choose to trust Him.
Hotspot.
This is KLYT Albuquerque, Santa Fe. Rebroadcast on KKCJ Cannon Air Force Base, KPKJ Mintmore, K201CC Las Cruces, K203EZ Alamogordo, K207CQ Gallup, K211CW Hobbs, K212EH Silver City, K214DE Antonito, K218AK Artesia, K250AB Roswell, K293AO Alamosa, K228DQ Portales, in the free app for iOS and Android, and online at star88.fm. The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
You guys are totally bad to the bone.
Appreciate that. Good morning.
Yep.
Welcome to the show. Buck and Dex.
Glad to be here.
I like when Steve-O leaves the studio, so it can be like old times.
Can you block the door? Can you stick that thing under there so he can't come in?
Hand me that.
This?
Yeah, wedge it on the door.
There you go. That's not going to work. You're going to have to use that little ladder thing. Use that little step ladder right there. Stick that under the handle. There you go. Just like in the movies. Now kick that thing in there. There you go. Yeah. All right, we're good. We're good.
Buck and Dex just locked ourselves in the studio.
We're going airheads.
That's right, everybody.
We are going airheads.
From the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Oh. Huh. What's happening here? Who's that?
Somebody's, looks like that.
Whoa. Man, you busted in.
Why are you trying to barricade the door?
We were going all airheads in here.
Buck totally did it.
Yes.
Buck totally did it.
You better watch out or I'll shoot you with my hot sauce squirt gun.
Quick lesson in awesome movie references. Name the band from Airheads.
Oh.
Come on, guys.
I know this.
5.
Tastes like chicken.
3, 2. The Lone Rangers.
Lone Rangers.
Oh, man.
Right. The Lone Rangers.
That's a good piece of trivia right there.
That is a good piece of trivia.
Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, this is Kat.
Good morning, Kat.
Good morning. I have to say what I dislike is that as Christians, we are becoming divided when we should be one body. I can't be myself and talk about my political affiliations because, there's always one candidate and one party that seems to be the Christian choice. And if you don't follow that, everybody, it seems like in your church group or whatever, frowns on you.
Right. No,
And
you can be yourself. All right, this is you making a choice whether you want to stand for this or not.
But I agree with what you're saying about being ostracized, because I had plenty of friends that just jumped on a band. You weren't there. It was like, well, you obviously don't believe in Jesus because of issue A or issue B. And I'm like, well, no, there's a lot more to it than just this. But cool. Thank you for alienating me. I thought we were having a conversation. So I hear what you're saying. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right, Kat. Have
Preach.
a great day.
Bye, Kat.
So here's what a good friend of mine chimed in actually with this point. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the school in Orange County that
Donald Trump
pinatas, and it's like, how is this okay? How is this not okay? This is just a pinata. Somebody chimed in and said, wait, whatever, bro. Like, you usually buy a pinata of something you love, not something you hate, like Spider-Man or Hello Kitty. So maybe they love Trump and they were bashing him.
Come on now.
I remember when Jack was little, we got a Spider-Man pinata.
And he didn't want to hit it.
No.
Yeah.
And that was the first and last pinata. He was so sad when people were hitting it that it was like, yeah, that's not this. Also, the point that was made by my friend was this. In schools right now, what is the biggest campaign that is happening? What are they trying to stop in schools right now? Other than guns.
That's kind of a big one.
Bullying. Anti-bullying campaigns are literally like the number one thing you see in schools currently. Bullying is like it's the biggest no-no. Obviously, how can we stop bullying? How can we end these these bullying? So anti-bullying campaigns are everywhere. So how is it okay now to take a human being like President Trump
and bully him,
make a piñata out of him, and bash him?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because we're like, guys, we just want to be respectful of others. We want to realize we're all human beings, and anti-bullying campaigns everywhere, and let's just end this. But let's also hit our president in the face with a baseball bat because it's a piñata. It makes no sense, and it is a total double standard. Hi, Tam. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Tam.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Morning
Tam.
hugs.
Morning hugs. Air
Morning
hugs. Air hugs. Look at that. They love each
So
other.
we were talking this morning before you got here, Tam. We were talking about Romans 13, and Steve-O was saying he doesn't know if it's a literal translation,
I didn't say I didn't know. I just don't want to get into it because I would contend that when you take a look at Romans 13, if that's where we're going to go with it, let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. So we'd have to take a look at the original and say, hey, what did he mean by authority there? Does he literally mean like every senator, every congressman, every dictator, every whatever God appointed and God put there? Or did he mean establishing the governing authorities?
Or God allowed?
Well, yeah, if God is sovereign, then technically God...
Is God sovereign, yes or no?
Yes.
Then he's allowing everything,
right,
correct?
But allowing something and placing someone in that position are two different things, right?
Yes.
I think I have something to say about that.
What do you have to say, Tam?
Flex, Tam.
Tam, go ahead.
That's a good flex.
Thank you.
Watch your face. One, I think it's really great that we're in Romans this morning. I didn't know I was going to walk into that. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been in Romans recently, so we're just like kind of tying this together. It's great. Also, I like both of your points. So what I've been realizing, lately is that God is sovereign. So define sovereignty for those who don't know what that means. It's basically that he knows what's going to happen. We may not understand what he's doing behind it, but we know that because he is God, he has a plan that is so perfect and so the best than we could ever imagine, right?
Yeah.
Better and best than we could ever imagine or have. And so with that, you also throw in mankind. You throw in sin. We're born into a world of sin. We're born into disgustingness. We're born into things that are just nasty, and they attach and they change people. Okay, like sometimes, like, oh, I won't even use that phrase, but there's things that happen when you're born into a world of sin, and so then you make decisions, and it's a ripple effect to the people around you. So then God gives us free will,
right?
Obviously, and so then there's free will that plays a part as well. Yet His sovereignty is so great that sometimes He's able to kind of correct us and move us back a little bit, and do different things. He protects us from even our own decisions, and God is sovereign in that way. But I think that both of these are reigning absolutely true. That people who are put in power, which I've just walked into this, so I may be wrong, but people who are put in power, sometimes I think that's a part of free will is because they've worked hard, they've done this, they've done that. But yet you can't take away the calling that God has put over people's lives, and also the fact that even though people make decisions and people want to be in power and they want to do all this other stuff, God still uses good. What man or what the devil intended for evil, God still can use and turn into good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good stuff, Tim.
So we're in agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I agree with both of you.
Well, I agree. I just think, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think
You know,
we
whenever
agree.
I have questions about that, I'll always go to like a study guide.
Yeah.
You know, and I have the ESV study Bible on
Well,
my
of
phone.
course.
Oh, that's cool.
Calvinism, so of course.
Okay. I knew that was coming up, especially because we were in Romans.
Yeah, so let's
no,
just,
you know
are we
what?
going down that road
No,
now too?
no,
Do you want to?
Reach.
Nope.
You want to talk about the you want to talk about tulip?
Negatory, good buddy.
5
Negatory,
points.
good
Just
buddy.
kidding.
Guys, we got a phone call. Good morning. Okay.
Oh.
Even they don't want to talk about it. Wow.
I also read from ESV, and I think it's because of where you and I come from.
What
King
does
James,
the
man.
E,
So it
the
doesn't
S, and the V
necessarily-
stand for?
English Standard Version.
So standard version was what I thought, but English?
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's
Like
the
old
language.
English?
No, no, actually,
Not old English.
not at all. But
Okay.
they did. But it did bring back certain terms that were taken out of like the NIV, like propitiation for our sins. Like it brought back some.
Oh, yeah.
So there's certain things.
Yeah.
I
And a lot of really amazing scholars were a part of, you know, doing the ESV Bible, like Wayne Grudem, a lot of really
Martin Luther.
good
Hey,
dudes.
Maybe you've heard of him.
a challenge to the Starmies that you should really seriously look up words that you don't understand. Sounds so simple, but a lot of time people run from the Bible because they think that these translations are this, and this. Like it will do you good to research. It will do you good to look up the meanings of these things.
One of the things that I've been listening to this podcast lately on
Joe Rogan.
how to interpret. Well, if Joe Rogan's doing how to interpret the Bible, then yes,
Then
but
yes,
no,
I am.
it's
Definitely
not him.
not.
And the interesting thing that people, if you ever have, like for me, sometimes I struggle with how smart am I? Am I smart? Am I dumb?
You're pretty smart.
You know, and the thing about the Bible was that I've learned recently is like when the Bible was written, it was written in basically plain English, or not plain English, but the common language
Right.
at the time
Right.
for people to easily understand.
Yes.
So,
Dude, here's a really interesting question from somebody on YouTube. YouTube.com/star88FM. Please get there, subscribe to our channel.
I subscribed.
You did?
Yeah.
Way to
Amazing,
go, Buck.
right there.
I haven't even
If
subscribed.
Edgy Buck over here can subscribe, you haven't subscribed?
You
gotta
better
go.
log on and do
You
it.
gotta
Can I
leave
do
in-
it
yeah,
now?
Yeah, do it now.
Doing it
Kevin
now.
chimed in on youtube.com/star88FM and said, okay, so taking it from the Romans 13 angle,
Yes.
then technically, was the American Revolution a sin? Because they were rebelling against the authority placed above them. That's an interesting question.
So when you think about
Right?
it, so when you think about it, we're to be under the authority of the government that's established unless it's going to go against what God says. Okay? If it's
Boom.
going to go against God's word, then it is okay to
overthrow.
challenge
But they didn't
the government.
challenge Nero. I mean, hold on. Let me look.
Well,
nope,
it-
doesn't say that one. I'm just kidding.
Well, and
I'm just
also-
giving you a hard time because I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a really good
a good
question.
point.
Here's the thing: we won't be able to answer it because we're trying to determine like the character of God / like the what's the word I'm looking? The motivation behind certain rulers and so we can talk about it.
Think about it.
It's a fun question.
Think about it this way: there are governments in certain areas that are trying to instill. They're trying to instill. I don't even know how to say this.
Things.
Laws that will prevent people from having children. Okay, you can have 2 kids. You can have 1 kid.
Right.
You know, and if a government came to me and my family and said, you know, this is a population control act of our government. You know, if your wife becomes pregnant, then she has to not have the baby.
Yeah.
we would obviously rebel against that. Okay?
Right.
So, but I know that there are governments that are actually instituting things like that now, in higher population areas.
But don't you guys think that there's also like other options that you could take? Like there are sometimes when that's why people either leave a country and they go move somewhere else if it comes down to it, because when you are under the rules of those people, then you have to make a decision and you have to say, okay, I'm going to submit to these laws and these rules. I'm going to do my best to speak out and fight and establish new rules and new laws. And you see people doing that all the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works and sometimes it's not heard yet. And so there's a fine line between being just rebellious and saying, well, I'm going to do it anyway, because I think that's like the idea that we have just as America. I love this country that we live in. I also think that we feel very entitled. And I think sometimes we mix that up with rebellion. And so then we each start defining, well, what are you allowed to rebel against and what are you allowed to rebel against? And that kind of creates these little baby pockets, these dissension pockets of rebellion.
Right.
Yeah. But
groups.
also, I mean, He's going to work against that too actively. I mean, you look at the story of Exodus.
Yeah.
Look what happened there.
Right.
That's the greatest rebellion ever.
Very true.
Probably in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament?
Listen.
Who?
No,
What do you think is the
you added
greatest?
in the Old Testament before I could say my comment, because I think the greatest rebellion of all time was when this emperor rose up against the people. His name was Palpatine, and he was a bad dude. And he got this guy, Anakin, and he persuaded him to join the dark side, killed his lady, but thank God. That's right, I said thank God.
Why does Heidi keep peeking over the door and like staring and going
because
back?
then the twins, like they got sent
Okay,
off,
Star
and one went
Wars
to Bail
again.
Organa, one went off to like this farmland out on
And then
Tatooine.
everyone was-
and thus
moving
began
on?
the revolution.
Do you think?
Am I right?
Do you think if
A rebellion,
if I were in that movie, it would be called Tamoine?
Go
Like, is
away
that
forever.
Tat-
Yes, it would.
Thank you.
Yes, it would.
No,
For
it
that.
would not.
Stop it.
Gosh.
Stop it.
Yes,
Stop
please.
it.
Stop it forever. Oh, damn.
Hey, language.
Oh, man.
If you're just joining us, we were talking about a California school district that launched an inquiry into footage that hit YouTube where the Spanish class was taking bats and sticks to pinatas of our president.
You know what? I would like to actually hear audio of that
I
to
didn't know
see
that.
if we could hear what was happening. Because
do we want to hear?
No, I'm
Do
saying
wanna
we
see?
probably don't want to play it.
No,
but I
yeah.
mean, I would like to personally listen to it to see like what the heart behind that was.
Here, let's just play it. Maybe. Hold on.
Is that the right one?
Show school personnel and students taking turns hitting an effigy of President Donald Trump at Laguna Hills High School a couple of weeks ago. Saddleback Valley United spokesman Mark Perez says the district took immediate action upon learning of the incident, which is now under investigation. He did not comment further, citing school policy.
This doesn't tell us anything. This doesn't tell us anything.
Well, it's at school. I bet there's no language. Let's just try it.
Also,
Oh yeah, they're high school kids. There's no language.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going there.
I'm like, don't do it, bro.
Okay.
Do not do it.
You know where that's gonna go.
Yeah.
I didn't know that that's what we were talking about before.
That's about the idea of respect, whether you agree
Yeah.
with our current president or not. A pinata being used in a class that looks a great deal like our current president.
He might be just a guess on the game. Guess who? I don't know. He could be a. Does yours have blonde hair?
That's what I was saying.
don't know.
Why does it have to be Donald Trump?
It is, dude.
That's a
They said it was an
businessman with
effigy of
blonde
Donald
hair.
Trump.
They literally said that. So
That
I think
Every
they're-
time they
they're
hit the
assuming.
pinata, his hair like blew up.
blew to the
They're
right.
assuming.
Okay, I will say this: no matter what your thoughts are on Donald Trump,
President Trump.
President
Be
President
respectful,
Trump,
no matter. We got to respect that office, yo.
and so yeah, like even if you're not 100% on board, I think maybe the pinata is just taking it like I think that's a pride act. You know what I mean? It's a little pride move, and you got to sometimes not do that.
This honestly is something that I have struggled with for the past couple of years, and I'm really just
Why
kind of
just the past couple of years. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
trusting in God is who He says He is, and what His promises are is something that I've struggled with. And I think that people that are really, truly reeling from this still are having trust issues.
Yeah.
You're not trusting in who God is, what He's done, what He can do.
I do think there's something to be said about caller Kat, who chimed in earlier and said that especially with this last election, it seemed like if you weren't for a certain candidate, then in turn you weren't necessarily a Christian, which is what she was saying. Because there were a lot of people I know that jumped on certain bandwagons for one candidate or the other, and then it was like, no, this is, I mean, we heard it from pulpits, not this one, but around the nation, like this is the most Christian president we've ever had. And when you do that, I don't care if it's our president or it's like Tim Tebow or whoever we're going to put up on that pedestal next and say, this person is the most Christian athlete we've ever had. They're going to fail us because they're human beings. And so then there are other Christians who go, not my president, you know what I mean? And whoa, that he doesn't have, we don't have the same values when it comes to speaking to women or whatever it may be. And so then I think that's why for us in the Christian community, it started to like kind of take offense, if you will, because it was like, wait. Why can't Jesus stand for Jesus? Why do we always have to give it like this dude, whoever it is?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Tebow.
Kirk Cameron, good example.
Dude, Kirk Cameron, right. Because inevitably they're going to say something, they're going to do something. You're not always necessarily going to agree with it, but I know that I know in my core that I will always agree with the words of Christ. I will always go, yes and amen, that man. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about his character changing because he's the same yesterday, today, and forever, And so we can move on.
You've been saying that
and
the
usually
entire time.
trying to move on. Usually if there is something that like maybe if there is something that you do disagree with regarding, like if you're looking at Christ's life and he says to you, if he's telling you to love someone and you're like, no, Lord, but you get it. But you get it,
they're
Lord. Extra hard. The inside of that heart. It's dirty. But
and they don't.
But there's times when even when it does rub you wrong and when it is hard, you can trust the character of God. And
Amen.
you say because you love me, because you are who you are. Because you've never lied and you never will lie. I'm going to sit on this and I'm going to let you do that work in me because I'll trust you.
Which is super convicting because in our culture of Facebook, one thing I absolutely don't like, which is probably why I get uncomfortable when we talk politics, is because I have far too many friends on the left or the right, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle, that will fight to the death on Facebook. And it's like, y'all are brothers and sisters in Christ. Y'all are believers right now, and you are acting like idiots on social media.
Yeah, you see it.
You need to calm down because as you just eloquently put it, Christ, it wasn't like, yes, argue with your brothers and sisters. It's not even like you're
gently restore them.
You gently restore a brother, but what about those that are maybe it's an atheist that you're arguing with, or maybe you are an atheist and you're arguing with your Christian friends.
Yeah.
Like we as Christians are called to a different standard.
Yeah.
We are called to pray for those who persecute us, right? We're called to love our enemies. And yet we get so high and mighty with our opinion on social media that it's like, man, I do not like Facebook for that reason. I usually steer away from it. I'm like, Instagram, check out this photo. Right on, dope. I like that photo. I can't hang with too much, whether it's politics, opinions, whatever it may be, because we get nasty with each other.
And what's crazy is I think that's the key is if you're going into it with a mature, responsible way of thinking, or you do have the desire to love this person, then remember that when someone gets upset at you or someone tells you something that you just are not on board with, you can still take it in. Because maybe God's going to teach you something through that moment. I don't doubt that he will. And if somebody tells me something that I think is absolutely outrageous, I don't have to necessarily receive it, but I can also take it in and think about it.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey, I just wanted to call in to Quality Tambuck Tuesday.
Thank you.
That was a fantastic thing.
Appreciate
I like that.
Thank you.
I did want to chime in a little bit. I feel like a big issue in this whole situation is summed up with the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
The
you
guys
don't
in the
like
Beastie Boys
something
song?
that's going
Where
on.
were you 20 minutes ago?
To respond.
Yeah.
You refuse to respond. You're not going to do what people are asking you to do. That's wrong. That's against God. But you accept the consequences of that. I'm not gonna.
What do you mean?
I'm not going to be mad.
Elaborate on what you're saying, please.
Okay, so they're not saying I'm not going to do that, but you're not going to do anything to stop me. They refuse to worship the idol, and they get thrown in the fire. That's what happens.
Right.
That's how it works. And they're not complaining. They're complaining. They're not whining. They're not, oh, this isn't fair. They're just saying, we're not going to serve your God, and you do what you want. That I feel like is what it comes down to when you've got people that are pushing you to do things that are against God. You stand up for that, but if that means that they don't like you anymore, or they want to distance themselves from you, they want to persecute you, or however you want to describe that.
Yeah, you're right.
Their choice.
I totally agree with what you're saying. We're called to be more like Jesus every day. That's what we're called to do as Christians. We're called to be like Christ. We're called to be Christ-like. And if we are, we can guarantee that we will be persecuted. We're not going to be people's favorite people, and we have to be okay with that.
Dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Another member of the Stormy chimed in on Facebook, on the live line, 505-585-LIVE, and I think it kind of similar to what they were saying is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they went against the government in the sense that you refuse to do something that is against God, but in the end, they still took the consequences and got thrown in the fire. It's not that they were leading a revolt. Just like the early Christians didn't revolt against Nero, and Nero outlawed Christianity, people refused to recant and accepted the consequences of martyrdom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Anyways, are we done with this topic? Can we never talk about politics again? I hate it.
Okay.
I hate it. No.
Hey, buddy, everything's not going to be unicorns and rainbows and comic books.
Yeah, it's
I know.
That's true.
Have you ever eaten a unicorn?
Have I ever hated
They're tasty.
Eaten?
Oh, no, I've never eaten a unicorn. I've never.
I really ought to hunt one
Darth
of those.
says, why can't something just be done in good fun? When I see a piñata, I will beat it till it's gone. I don't care what it looks like. I want the candy.
Yeah, you want
I
the
don't
candy,
discriminate.
man. You want the candy.
Okay.
And
You
there's
want the
that.
Trump
There's
candy.
that
Well,
too.
like I said, I would love to listen to the audio of what was being said while the kids were hitting the piñata. That's going to tell you the heart behind it.
Yeah. Which I looked at the video, and it looks like the person filming is outside of an area where you couldn't even hear it anyway. So I don't think we'll ever have that. So.
Man, I don't know. I don't care what the likeness is, because if it was President Obama, if it was President Trump, whatever, a world leader like that, it's disrespectful to the office. I just,
Sure.
So I can't get behind bashing anything, no matter how much you don't like the dude.
It's kind of like that old phrase: if you don't like what's on the TV, change the channel.
Okay.
Sometimes that's an easy way to
So
kind
you
of
change the piñata.
So if you,
what are we bashing
So
instead?
it's like, hey, yeah. So it's like
unicorns.
It's like, hey, it's not. That doesn't always apply in this case. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes not saying anything
So you're saying
does help, and sometimes saying something helps.
Since I hate
more.
this conversation, I should just change the actual
So we're gonna
dial. I should change the
No,
channel.
don't change this channel.
Don't
I'm
change
able to
the
go
channel.
bing, bing, bing. And
Okay. I'm going to go join Jackie, Tony, and Donnie. I'll see you guys later.
Oh, Thomas said hi.
That was funny.
Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking
Number
of
one.
great sweatshirts, where did you get that, Dex?
What?
That sweatshirt, the Star 88?
That's for staff.
It was a bootleg one that he got. Somebody sold him.
Those are the new
$5
staff
bootleg
hoodies.
Star 88 sweatshirts.
Yeah. You want
Man,
one?
that is,
Pretty
that's
cool.
delightful. I love it. Can you turn around and show them on the thing?
Okay.
They can't have one, but I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, it
Look at
says
it.
staff.
There's a
The
sun
staff.
rising.
For staff.
And there's stars.
Wouldn't it be setting? Is it setting? Because it's kind of like yellowish and like.
That's what's so cool. We don't know.
Well, if you're going like anatomically, it would be the mountains that are facing that way, so the sun would be rising right there.
Oh, gosh.
Gosh, I hate how smart
You
he
are
is.
good. You are smart.
He's so smart, guys.
What a jerk.
I will never doubt you again, Buck.
I learned so much from him.
By the way, never, ever, 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 ever eat a unicorn. Okay.
Okay.
What do you want to be Voldemort up in here? I'm just saying. Like,
Why?
It's evil.
You don't want magical powers?
Oh,
You,
you're not supposed to.
you drink the blood of a unicorn, and it
We're not
changes
talking about
things
drinking
forever.
blood. We're talking about unicorn steak.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, yo. All right.
Medium
we'll see.
rare.
We'll see what happens.
Easter bunny stew.
Saying.
Oh.
She who shall not be named behind me over here. I don't know.
So, Tam, you usually have something to
I hate when you
discuss.
do this.
I know that you do, and I know you want to talk. So you just go ahead. What's new with the quality Tam?
Man, I
What do you
doing
got for
good.
Let me just interview you for a second. How
Thank
did
you.
everything end up with you watching all of the kids? Because that came to an end when? Sunday? Monday?
That came to an end on Wednesday. It was for 6 days. 7
Wednesday.
days.
Okay.
It was awesome. And now I think that I'm going to practice gluten-free and dairy-free and nut-free recipes.
That's why you got rid of the kids.
'Cause
Am I
you
right? Not free in this house.
And I'll see you later.
Are you going to start this tomorrow after our dinner tonight?
I should put this on a goal sheet.
Okay.
Because I don't know when I'm going to start this, but I was thinking, what if I have to go do this again, or a friend of mine has to like not have to, I enjoyed it. But I'm saying, when if I have to like do something and step in for someone, I want to be well equipped.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys don't realize some people have allergies. Anyway, it ended. It was good. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. And then yesterday, I watched the kids, Stephen Christian's kids. And that's why I mentioned Guess Who. A 5-year-old demolished me yesterday.
Yes!
Killed me. How old is Nico now? What is she, 6, 7, 9, 12? I'm not sure. But the kid is incredibly smart, and she killed me at that game.
What were you playing?
We were playing Guess Who.
Have you never played Guess Who?
Never played Guess
That was
Who.
my jam, dude.
And I used to love that game so much. And I looked at her in the eyes, and she looked at me because she knew that she demolished me. I cannot even describe how good she is at that game.
There is a dope comedian named John Crist that just did a video on
Guess Who?
2018 Guess Who, because you can't play it like you used to. Because there's 2 boards, and it's... There's 2
Is
boards.
this something that would translate on air?
I probably would. I mean, if you ever played Guess Who, yes, it would translate. And he's a solid believer, so we could probably play the audio. I should find it.
Okay.
It was just a game, man. You had to try and figure out who
my dad played
person
poker
had.
and craps with me when I was a kid. Those are the games he played with me.
Oh, man. And that's why you are the man you are today.
And he cheated.
That's what I kept telling her. I said, Nico, you look at me and you tell me right now, are you cheating? And she starts laughing and she's like, no, I'm just so good at this game.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
I'm just that good.
I'm so good.
It's great that she didn't say you're just that bad.
I got ruined. I got ruined. I hope they didn't need me to take out the bunny or feed the bunny because it was in the garage. So I really hope everything was okay.
You're stressing about that.
I'm
right?
freaking out, thinking it through. I hope everything's fine.
Did you give it water?
It's still in the,
Cage?
Still in the cage.
Oh.
Did you give it water?
I fried a bunny when I was a kid.
You what?
Yeah. We lived in Texas and we had a bunny. And
okay, I did not fry
in
a bunny.
Its cage. And I forgot to take it out of the sun. It was in the sun.
Oh.
I was supposed to move it to the shade under the porch, and I was in the backyard playing, and I totally forgot. And Bunny was dead.
In the hot Texas sun?
In the hot
Turns
Texas
out
sun.
that's what happens.
Hotter than Texas asphalt.
Lubbock, Texas hates. Yeah, it was on the asphalt. It was. And it just fried the bunny.
Man.
I was like 6, and I still remember it. Oh, it was like stuck to the grate. It was like just dead.
I was going to call you Dexter, but referring to not you, Dexter, but Dexter like the dude on TV.
I would never do anything like that to an animal.
No. Okay.
Whatever.
You love all of God's creatures.
Absolutely. Amen to that.
Thanks for the interview.
Yes.
Oh, man.
It helps,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Perfect.
That's
guys.
good. I'm proud of you. You're a good parent.
Mm-hmm.
Babysitter.
You excited? You excited now? You think you're well prepared?
People keep asking me that. They're like, "Are you pregnant?" And then I was posting these little things on my
Will you please
story.
just slap somebody next time and say, "What are you saying? I'm fat," and then hit them.
I just lost 27 pounds. Back up about this. Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Okay, did I yell on the mic? Sorry about that. But I do like I think about having a baby.
Yeah.
And can I just oh gosh, see right now? That's what's happening. If you feel my heart, you'll feel.
You're getting anxiety about it?
I'm getting like my pits are sweating literally right now. That was instant. You see what happened there? Uh-huh. First question is how's that thing going to come out?
Uh-huh.
I know it comes out all the time.
There are one of two ways.
I know.
People have been doing it for thousands of years.
I know. I keep telling myself. But there's times, we were just talking about this yesterday because someone asked me and we were laughing because
How did we get here?
I don't know. Because you asked. It's fine. See, why?
This is
Should I not? Do you want me to finish? That's okay.
No, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Finish
It's fine. Keep going.
I'm just thinking about the actual
You're just
topic of conversation right now, and it's like, yep.
Yeah, I'm done in 3 seconds. Hey, this is real talk, okay? Come on, give me a break.
Just know that this is part of the female's curse.
Okay.
Okay.
And
this goes back to Genesis 3.
Just know who to blame.
Yeah.
Just know who to point the finger at.
Hey, you know what?
Clearly yourself.
You know what?
Started with Eve.
Sarah
Here we go.
many times told me you did this to me.
Wow.
And you know what? She's right.
Oh man.
I sometimes I wake up with a slight panic, and okay, I have to be very careful because I did talk. I was sharing this with someone, and it is. I say it lightly because listen, if I get pregnant, I'm gonna embrace this, and I'm gonna say, here we go, we're doing this. I'm committing. That's it. I'm not afraid of that.
There's no undoing it, really.
Exactly. And also, what you don't want to do that. You want to go with what God has given you. You take it and you embrace it and you do with it and you do it well. And so, like, taking responsibility. I want to just clear the air right there because I had a lady come to me one time, and she was like, you know what? I heard about what your thoughts are, and just like, as I said, I don't know how that's gonna come out. I know it happens all the time, but man, and I've watched it 3 times, I think, happen. And I just blacked out just kidding, I didn't black out. But I really don't know. And so it's a little bit terrifying. But one lady was like, you just need to get over that fear because that's why you're not getting pregnant. That's why I'm like, no, we're not going there.
Here's the thing. There is no one size fits all really for any situation.
That's right.
And people always try to apply things and it just doesn't work because there is no one size fits all for every situation.
I couldn't agree more.
You know? And
really
people
like
need
that.
to stop that. All right? Yeah. You just need to
you gotta
love
stop.
people.
You got to stop that.
Love them where they are.
Because
they want to be. If they're anxious, okay, get down in the dirt with them. Be anxious.
Yeah, because and then I know that, like, you know, when it's go time, it's just going to be. It's going to kick in. It's going to be good.
You have drugs.
You'll be fine,
man.
That's why God invented epidurals.
That's what I hear. Have you ever
Sometimes
had
they
one?
don't take though. I'm just saying.
Some people don't take them.
Dex.
Hey, I'm just preparing you for everything because sometimes they don't take.
Oh gosh.
No,
you know,
they'll be fine.
I had a friend who only half her body was numb. It was terrible.
Well, as long as it was the lower half, I'm sure she was okay.
It was sides, right side, left side.
Oh, right side, left side. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she only felt half the pain. What are you looking at over there, Steve-O?
I saw you look up someone with bangs. Were you trying to match a lookalike for me?
Wait, saw that I looked up someone. What was I looking
They're almost, and it's
okay,
down?
let's continue.
What are you guys doing?
What do you got for us, Dex?
Next.
See how it feels?
I'm sorry, I blanked out when we started talking babies.
It's all right.
How could you even do that, dude? You have a bunch of babies.
3 of them.
I know. I was the dude that was in the
Were you in
the room. Okay, what?
You were in there.
I went old school, Dad. I was sitting in the lobby.
Some
Like, what are we
people-
talking about here? Because, like, in order for it to happen in the beginning.
Easy. Hey, family show.
Oh, yeah, now it's a family show.
Whoa.
Now!
Nobody was making innuendos.
Did you stand there and just welcome the child into the earth?
I straight up was like, I'm not watching.
I don't
want to
touch.
Dude, I was
I'm
a
staring
participant.
at my mom's in the eyeball. My mom. I'm staring at my wife in the eyeballs. I'm gonna be doing that, and then next thing you know, I'm like on the bed, like, oh, Indiana, Georgia set.
You were catching it?
14-2.
Omaha!
Omaha, my free set. Hike.
Dude,
I helped.
The first time
I helped.
when Ella was born, that she's in labor, she's having the baby, and the doctor's like, "Hey, grab her leg and hold it over here." And I was like, "What am I paying you for?
Right.
Why am I paying you?"
What kind of doctors did you guys have?
Leg holder. Oh,
the heck?
Wow.
Oh yeah, dude. Because and then it was like, and then I was like, this is beautiful. God, look at God's creation. This is amazing. Somebody watch this thing. It's good, right? It's good. It looks like a chicken nugget. I don't know if this is a good thing.
Before it's deep fried.
Yeah.
Gross.
When Ella was born, when Sarah was going into labor, like when she was in
Never
labor,
washing the smell out.
we were playing some music on my phone, and the doctor came in and he's like, "Oh, I like that song." And I was like, "Yeah, it's like this band in my church plays this all the time." And he looks at me, he's like, "I know." And I was like, "Go to my church?" No. Yeah. Totally.
Turns out it was the pastor. Crazy story. It worked out.
No, it wasn't the pastor. But it was just the doctor ended up actually going to my church.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's cool.
Wow.
Calm things down a little bit.
Yeah.
Did it?
Sarah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh.
Hi.
Booty, rocking everywhere.
Does that mean, did you say booty?
That's his name, Booty. B-O-T-T-Y.
Oh, right. We went over this.
B-O-T-T-Y.
I'm like, that's body.
Body? Booty?
No.
Booty?
B-O-D-Y. Nope.
B-U-T, accent over the A, Y.
Okay.
Booty.
That's weird.
Booty.
What's up, son?
My wife, when she went into labor with our first, she was dilated, and they gave her the epidural at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And then she stayed in labor for another 6 hours, and the epidural wore off when it was time.
See, and you can't get another one.
See, everyone hates my baby stories because Chrissy, like God just touched her and blessed her. It was like one was an hour, one was 2 hours. Like
really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like we're racing the hospital at 3 o'clock in the morning, and baby's like, "I'm coming." Yeah, seriously. It was like get her in the room.
The time gets less and less. Like Ella was.
Ironically enough, Brody took the longest.
I think Sarah pushed for like probably 3 hours with Ella. With Sophie, it was like
how do we get
an
here, Tam?
hour and a half.
Tam, I blame you.
And with
Tamra.
Cash, literally,
Tamra.
she started pushing. 30 minutes later, Cash was there. Boom.
Tamra, Renee, Allison, Salmon,
Yep,
Aragon.
really close, really
oh
close.
My gosh.
You know,
What's
this guy's
so mad at
name,
you?
this guy's booty name or whatever reminds me, I'm not kidding. There
Pirates
was a
of the
kid.
Caribbean?
There was a kid in my cousin's class whose name was Ladasha. Ladasha. You want to know how she spelled it? L-A dash A.
Stop it right now.
It's real. So that's that guy. I just thought, I was like, what is he? But this is real.
That's real.
His booty.
It's good, man.
Struggle is real.
It's not.
Oh, he's still here.
Oh, you're still A.
Hey, buddy.
No, it's
booty. I'm part of the show, guys. Come on.
Right there. High five me. Don't leave me hanging.
Hey, can you hear me, Buck?
Yeah, I got you. Hey, I didn't get a call yesterday from your better half.
No, I know. You got the other text on that?
Yeah.
Okay, how about Thursday?
Okay, good.
This is an off-the-air conversation.
Are we doing?
Got you.
Get
Thursday
the
work for you?
calendar set.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
you guys are gonna.
All
Yeah,
right. Thanks for
Thursday.
calling, buddy.
You're gonna meet.
Bye-bye.
What time? I mean, as well. Might as
Goodbye.
well.
See you later.
Might as well.
Just gonna go ahead.
So,
me?
you looking forward to dinner tonight?
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Steve-O, you're up.
Yeah, you're up.
I'm trying to vamp for
Give
you
me a
since you're not
story.
paying
Give
attention.
me a story. I want to talk about
How about
this
this one?
stuff.
How about this one?
Go.
There's a phrase that gets thrown around way too often. All right?
Yeah, go. What is
You
it?
had one job.
Oh.
You had one job to do,
You
and
had one job.
Yep.
And you failed.
Yep.
You had one job.
Sure.
However, I will say, in this instance, this is literally the perfect example of when you should actually use this phrase.
You had one job.
A big cheese festival in Brighton, England is going on this week. Tickets cost $30 for people to sample cheeses.
Oh.
Apparently.
I've got
dude.
some cheese, but I don't have a cheese grater.
Okay.
Love cheese.
I do too. I was grilling steaks last night. Woo, just rocking. And I had like a little chunk of mozzarella, like, you know, like, or not, Parmesan. And I was like just cutting off little pieces and just like eating it. Oh, this is so good.
So this
Can you
cheese
continue
thing.
with the
Coupled
story,
with
please?
a nice red, what? Okay.
Thank you.
Here's the deal. Said cheese festival is now offering refunds because they ran out of
Somebody
cheese.
didn't cut the cheese?
Oh.
That's a load of cheese whiz.
Okay.
Festival's organizers are blaming weather in the UK for keeping a bunch of the vendors from being able to make it. Therefore, at the cheese festival, they did not have cheese.
I bet that was grating on people's nerves.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm giving him 30 points.
No, no, that was no good.
Huh?
It's 30.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Man, I wish I could have been there.
Okay. You win.
That's a lot of cheese whiz.
That's amazing. I'm moving on because I can't top that one. I was like thinking of cheddar.
This isn't helping my cough.
Better. Where do I go?
Swiss, I could have been there.
That was so good.
And you formed it so well. That was good.
Thank you.
A study found the smartest and most talented people never wind up the most successful, which is why we're here. I'm just kidding. You know the moments where you wonder how all of those like less smart as you people, you know, I don't want to call names here.
You say, how did that guy, why is that guy driving a Bentley?
Making a fortune doing things on YouTube, or like because they filmed themselves doing pranks, or you know, the people in your life that are okay.
So
anyway.
you're
get to the
saying
point?
they don't have cheese at the cheese festival?
Okay.
Is that what your point
A new
was?
They ran out of
study.
crackers.
Don't be smart. with me.
Researchers at the University of Catania in Italy studied people over the connection between brains and talent and financial success. They found the smartest and most talented people are never the ones who make the most money, and I meant literally never in the study. Never were the smartest or most talented the ones to make the most money. So, how do less talented or intelligent people rise higher? According to this study, pure luck. That was the like synopsis. That was like their summation of everything. It all comes down to luck. The researchers
Timing.
said, quote, Some degree of talent is necessary to be successful in life, but almost never do the most talented people reach the highest peaks of success, being overtaken by mediocrity, but sensibly luckier individuals. Yeah, so what can you do about that? Nothing, unless you're a believer, and then you fall
What
to
a depressing story.
Who's the greatest guitar player of all time?
Jimi Hendrix.
Prince.
Man, Prince.
I'm serious.
He
I would
rose to
say
it. I agree. I agree with you, Steve-O. Not with you, Dex. A lot of people would say Jimi Hendrix.
A lot of people would definitely.
I think Prince, he rose to his pinnacle, but there could be somebody out there better.
Yeah, there could be.
And we'll never know. We will never know.
John Mayer's
Look at
wicked
Metallica.
talented. What? Yeah, Kirk Hammett.
Yes.
Which one? Kirk Hammett would be the more talented of the two. I had a dream last night that I was
You were him?
I replaced James Hetfield. That is really weird because I didn't think about it until literally. You know when you have those dreams and
And
you
it hits you?
forget? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading your
I
mind.
had a dream that I replaced James Hetfield and everybody hated me.
Well,
Because it's Hetfield.
You should have
know what I'm
practiced
saying?
more.
Which, by the way, Metallica going out on tour, thanks to those guys for keeping it humble and only charging like $500 for a floor ticket. Yeah, it was
they'll be playing
I said something smart,
Dan
didn't I?
Haskins in El Paso.
Yeah, saw that. Did you see? I'm not even joking about ticket prices. It was stupid.
$500 for a floor
It
ticket?
was stupid.
No, they could charge what they want.
That's stupid!
No, it's good business for them.
Ugh.
Why are you hating on them?
I'm hating on him because... Never mind. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so just keep plugging away at what you're doing. Be good at it.
I think a lot of
Hopefully
it. I think it's right place at the right time. You know,
So-
like it comes back to the luck thing.
I
you know?
literally
Yes.
got my job because Joey's co-host was going to Japan for Christmas. And he needed a co-host, and I was like working at GameStop, and Joey's like, "Come do the morning show with me," and I'm like, "I don't know anything about
Can
radio."
we talk about Zelda?
Yeah, right? Yeah, and at the time, Chip thought that was great. Now, not so much. So I got to stop talking comics. But
You're growing.
You have to stop talking comics?
that's
all
how
the way.
I got
I'm a
my
nerd.
gig. Was, I guess, quote, right place, right time. Of course, there's something to be said about God's sovereignty and providence and different, you know.
Calling
so,
you?
Like, yeah,
Yeah, there would be
absolutely.
something to be said
Yeah,
about
there
that.
would be. Of course, these researchers in Italy, pure luck, but
Silly goose.
yeah.
I've always been a firm believer that, like, and it is weird. I was telling somebody this, and in the midst of telling them this, I believed that God was telling me that as I was saying it. It was crazy.
That's called preaching to yourself, Tam.
Yes, that happened. And
Yes.
I said, and usually, like, I will have already gone through that in my head, or I've, like, prayed about it, or I've been like, hey, I'm going through this too. But when I said it, it was like, you need to keep this in mind, put that in the vault, because this is going to come out. And I told someone, because she was just bawling her eyes out, thinking that she's not good enough, she's not this, no one's ever going to notice this and that and whatever, and she was going through a really tough time. And I told her, you could be buried under a rock in a jungle on a mountain somewhere, and no one knew you were gone. But when God said it's time, he would lift that rock up, because he knows exactly where you are. He would pick you up and he would place you exactly where you're supposed to be.
You
That-
ripped me up.
It doesn't matter. And that's such a huge thing to know, is that that's a test of humility. Is, does everyone else have to know who I am? Does everyone else have to know my name? Or am I so thankful and I trust that because God knows my name, that's all I need? You know what I mean?
That is a good point. Being
You can
known
lose
by
that smart mouth right now.
You know, that's something that I've been thinking about lately is like when I pray for my kids, you know, I pray that God would know them. There's just this idea about being known. You're right.
Yes. And it works. It seems to. So when you have things like this, these articles and stuff that come up, it is a little bit like, it's like sad. It's just like an empty hole. But when you have a calling because you are known by God and because you know his name, then you can call, and it says, call upon the name of the Lord, you will be saved. And that's so beautiful, is because I think that also ties into so many other things. Because when he takes you places that you could never take yourself, he takes you places other people could never take you. I was just talking to a friend of mine who was doing some, thinking about doing some hypnotherapy stuff. And I had mentioned to her, I said, you know, there's people who want to try and take you through doors and walls and these different things.
They want to take you through walls?
Yes,
New Age
whatever.
Like a
not
medium?
walls. Sorry, not walls.
Like they're like, wall.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, and the point is that when you are in the presence of God, the things that God can do and the way that God will move are so incredibly supernatural, and they're so stable, and they're so consistent, and it's nothing that man can bring, but it's everything that he brings. And I think that's the most beautiful thing, to know that you have that. You literally can talk to him anytime you want, wherever you are, and then he can reveal to you things that are in his word and bring them out, and it's just like solid. It's incredible.
What are you looking at over there, Steve-O?
Well, I was just looking at John 17, because you're talking about being known by God or knowing God. And John in the book of John, Jesus said that this is eternal life, right? So that they know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom you have sent. Like this is it. This is eternal life right here. That they know you, that they know the one true God. And so I think there is so much what you just said. It's just spot on.
Yeah.
So, and we forget that sometimes because you were talking about like, but when we're in the presence of God, I'm like, well, we're always in the presence of God. There's this great poem called Footprints. I'm just kidding. But it's true. We are truly always in the presence of God. Like, yeah.
Isn't that Coram Deo thing?
But to take the time to sit and say what you will. I receive that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like.
I just want to walk through walls.
I don't know what's behind that door, and who knows, you might one day.
I don't even need to know what's behind that door. I don't need a door. I just need a wall.
I'll just walk.
You give me a good
I
wall.
Meant take you through doors. I didn't mean take you through walls.
Watch, guys, look.
I didn't mean that.
Didn't work. People who take cold showers use fewer sick days.
Do they?
Yeah. If you ever had the flu during this brutal flu season, you're probably praying you never get it again. Here's some advice.
Oh, sweet.
Start blasting yourself with cold water every single day. A new study out of the Netherlands found that people who took cold showers, even for just 30 seconds of the shower, took 29% fewer sick days.
Wow.
Remember Teo? Teo used to always
Teo only takes cold showers because it wakes you up in the morning. He read some study, and after that, and he was always obnoxious right at 6 a.m. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was just vibrant and wide awake.
Tones takes cold showers.
bet he
more than.
Wow.
That's hard living.
Wow.
Talk about Ice Queen. That was cold.
See, timing was amazing right there. That, people, was amazing timing.
That was teamwork.
That was teamwork right there.
That was teamwork.
Makes the dream work.
Her t-shirt said bad girl.
The theory is that cold water gets the hormones in your body working.
And he gets sick less.
Which can be good for your overall health. And it actually helps you lose weight.
What?
Yeah,
I
that's
believe
real.
that because you're shaking, because you're freezing, so
You're
you
exactly
burn
right.
calories.
There you go.
That's what that
There you go.
means.
Well, we all know that cold water makes...
Yes.
What?
And this is the thing.
Yeah, you need to go talk to
is
Human
that
Resources
we
now.
have to switch that now. But
Need some wood? Okay.
what I was saying was that Dex and Steve were getting fired. That's what I was about to say.
That's okay.
So
We got
you and I will be
two right here.
We'll be joining in.
Oh. Now, is that a 2 as in the number 2, or is like Tambuk 2 TOO like as well as also as well as
TU.
TU Tambuk
Good call. 2.
Dex, what do you got going on over there? You're awful quiet.
You know what? I'm just enjoying being the guy behind the scenes,
I
pressing
love
the
your
buttons.
voice. I love your voice, Dex. And I was telling someone the other day, I think it was Heidi, that you have such a signature sound, which is why you do so well on radio. Duh, we all know that. Okay. But there's something about your voice that's very comforting. It's very loving.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You sound like Max Headroom.
Really? Max?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Remind me again who Max is.
It's before you.
Yeah, it was before your
How
time.
old are you?
Is it?
Yeah.
How old are
Are
you?
you sure?
Yeah, how old are you?
Well, maybe I know his voice, but not
Early
his name.
80s. Or actually, you may know him from the Pepsi commercials because he had a TV show
Yes,
thing, and then
I
he
do.
did the Pepsi commercials
Pepsi
after.
commercials, I do remember.
He was
Why are you
the
getting all
computer-
wide-eyed at me? I'm
he was
just
the
asking you a
glitchy
question.
computer guy. There was also like the dad from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something.
Yes!
Yeah.
Hi,
Thank you.
Max Headroom here with... This is my guest. I heard you were big time in the old pop biz.
Oh,
okay.
It was a soda commercial.
It was Coke, by the way, not Pepsi. My bad.
Dex, my point is I want to hear you talk more. Speak.
No, I'm good.
No,
Okay.
speak.
I got a story. Moving on.
He's just
There's
counting
a
down.
42-year-old woman in Brooklyn named Victoria Nestrofia. She came here from Russia in 2014. In case you couldn't guess from her name, Victoria Nestrova.
I couldn't guess.
She came here after she allegedly murdered someone.
Thought you were gonna say died.
You know, already off to a terrible start in America.
That stinks.
In 2016, she met a 35-year-old woman named Olga Slonfino.
Close.
Thank you, Dex.
Notice they looked almost identical, and it gave her an idea. Wait,
She clipped her
I
and
am
took her
wanted
identity.
for murder. I killed this
Okay,
lady.
oh my,
I
just
become-
stop, please.
Hello.
You sound worse
I am
than Dex.
Victoria Yosnovdiuk. Would you like some vodka?
Yes.
In August 2016, Victoria baked a poisoned cheesecake filled with Russian tranquilizers and gave it to this woman.
Okay, now hold on, stop right there.
Why
Let me
is
ask
that
this
your
question.
First choice.
Are Russian tranquilizers much more potent than American tranquilizers?
Yes, everybody knows that.
Much more potent
than American tranquilizers.
I figured.
So the idea here was like, I give to Olga, she die, I take her body. So the cheesecake was eaten by Olga, and it just knocked her out for about a day. Did not kill her.
Those Russians are hard people.
Dude, she woke up to find Victoria dressed in her lingerie in her apartment, staging it to make it look like a suicide scene. Poison! Do you just lay there? You're like, okay, pretend like you're dead.
No, they're Russian. They're going to get up. They're going to fight, son.
Oh, they did. They did fight. They did fight Rocky IV style, and Victoria was arrested. She's finally arraigned this week on attempted murder charges. She's facing 25 years in prison. Not good, Victoria!
25 years.
Yeah, for
Not a good way to
cheesecake.
start off in the USA, huh?
No, no. I mean, she did. Did you hear the
that's a
part in the
long
beginning?
road.
You need to play that Miley Cyrus song, Party in the USA, just like the little clip.
She was fleeing Russia because murder. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, it's weird.
Her character is already questionable. I'm just saying.
Just because murder.
Yeah.
Just because murder.
That's too bad.
It's murder!
Listen, friends, back in the day, in any superhero movie, there was that one scene where inevitably there was something stuck in a tree. We can probably guess what it was. Do you remember?
Russian bad guy.
Not Russian
Cat.
bad guy.
There's a cat.
Leprechaun.
Boom!
Oh.
Tam nailed it
I
right
knew
there.
the cat.
Cat stuck in a tree, and the little kid's going, my kitty! My Mr. Freckles! And then, like, Superman or somebody would show him and be like, hey, kid, you want to get the cat out of the tree? And then he'd get the cat out of the tree, and then he'd save the day because he's a superhero.
Yeah.
In 2018,
way less important things to
no
do.
more cats in trees. However,
Drones.
firefighters, boom, did have to rescue a guy who climbed up a huge tree to save his drone.
Drones are expensive.
What?
This is like the 2018 equivalent of cat stuck in tree. The fire department in Rogersville, Tennessee had to rescue a dude from about 40 feet up in a tree on Saturday after he climbed up there to try and get his drone down and got stuck. Unfortunately for him, he was only about halfway to his drone when he finally had to call for help. And after the firefighters got him down, they did not go back up for the drone. So as far as we know, if you live in Rogersville, Tennessee, there's a nice drone up in that tree.
Here's what I hate. I hate this so much.
You got 30 seconds.
We're out of time?
I don't like drones.
Yeah.
I don't like them. They freak me out.
I love drones.
I think it's cool what they can do, but because we are
You should see all
irresponsible
the
in this
spying I've
country,
gotten done in the, what?
I hate it. That's my point.
Marty McFly never would have been born in the 50s
But then
if there
again,
were
that's why
drones.
your text messages and your Instagram and everything else, like everything is all, it's never gone. I hate it.
Dex, you've got the final word since you're not saying anything today.
I was going to say, that's quality Tam, everybody.
Okay.
That's all we got.
Bye? Okay.
There ain't no more. That's right. Time is tight. It's the end of the show.
Star 88 thanks the Rain Tunnel Car Spa for becoming a power partner and supporting this hour of programming. The Rain Tunnel Car Spa with 3 and soon 4 Albuquerque locations, providing car washes, detailing, and gasoline. RainTunnelCarspa.com.
A supernova on Star 88 with David Jeremiah.
We have to rule out some things before we come to what really causes death. And I'd like to just rule out 2 or 3 things. First of all, we may rule out death from an outside enemy. No church ever dies